Final Fantasy 17, Final Fantasy, what? 16. 16. Come on, Square, give me something good. Give me something good. Trying to adjust it so that the audio comes out all right for both me and whoever views. I'm up for more Star Ocean news as well, now that I think about it. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. God, I love these intros.
Hello, viewers. I am Ivy the android. I'd like to share today's dinosaur forecast. A dinosaur outbreak will soon occur. Residents in the affected area have been evacuated, and a team of exo-fighters has been dispatched. A vortex warning has been issued. Please remain indoors.
Okay, Samus Butt. What? What? Where's Capcom? Wait. Capcom, wait. Oh my god, is what I think it is.
I make a sense of this situation.
You've been living fighting the chief directors for 2 years.
All I wanted was to be IBS's top pilot.
IBS's latest dinosaur forecasts and exosuit technology were able to keep human casualties to 0.
Don't get too hyped.
Exosuit development is proceeding under the guidance of the next-gen AI, Leviathan. Meanwhile, IBS continues to recruit candidates to become new exo-fighters, humanity's greatest hope.
Oh! That's it, right? Oh my god. Damn it! But, you know, it's, look, dinosaurs. I never say no to dinosaurs.
Another exo-fighter recruit.
I had a heart attack, though.
Welcome to IBS.
I'm playing that. Dinosaurs and mech.
With more
Hell yeah!
Updates for your favorite games.
All right, let's go.
We just saw the debut of Exo Primal, a brand new IP from Capcom. It hits PS4 and PS5 next year. Next up, let's get some eye-popping updates for some fan favorites launching soon.
I don't care about this.
こいつは大勢の魂を借り集め、それを利用して冥界と現世をつなごうとしている。
あいつはこの先に一体何を見ているっていうんだ。
行くぞ。黄泉の国はまだ先だ。なんだか盛り上がってきたな。
ことが許されるはず。
あいつを止めない限り終わらない。
死んだのか。
体をよこせ。妹は助けてやる。終わらせるぞ。
で、来るんだろ一緒に。
Let's move on, please. Oh, wait, stop. Nah, this is, God damn it. I need Final Fantasy 16! Oh, they brought back the Marlboro. I'm honestly not... This game ain't doing nothing for me. The game just, it's not doing nothing for me.
Later today, visit PlayStation Store to download a new demo for Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin.
I'll play the
now,
demo.
let's jump into the world of Forspoken with some all-new gameplay.
Haha. Yes.
It is quite beautiful.
Yeah, in a everything here wants to kill you kind of way.
Oh, I can't wait for this game. Music is on point. Yeah, it got delayed into October. I mean, I already have it pre-ordered. So oh God, shit! That's cool!
Let's finish this.
Oh, this game looks so fucking cool! Oh, I can't. Oh, I'm mad. I'm mad it got delayed. I'm so mad it got delayed.
That was a new look at the sprawling PS5 adventure Forspoken from Luminous Productions. Let's check out some 6v6 action in Gundam Evolution, a fast-paced multiplayer shooter coming to PS4 and PS5 later this year.
Is it the chibi Gundams though? I hate them damn things. Yeah. Wait, it's a first-person shooter Gundam game? They lost me. They lost me. I'd have been interested in this if it wasn't a first-person shooter. Like, I'd play something like this. I'd play like a multiplayer Dynasty Warriors type Gundam game with friends. Not this though. They can keep that. They can keep that. Yeah, Ninja Turtles. Oh, the classic. This is cute. Yeah, like the Transformer games. Agree. I'm not gonna lie to you, I forgot that there were that many games for Ninja Turtles. Oh, this reminds me of the old Godzilla game that was on GameCube. I love that game.
Kaiju Brawler Giga Bash comes to PS4 and PS5 later this year.
Would have been better if it was Godzilla.
Next,
Love
a
Kaiju.
fan-favorite fighting game makes a beautiful and bizarre return.
Fan-favorite fighting game? I can only think of two for me. Yeah. I got the hint that she dropped.
入れ物がエコーシャボン玉だ今こそここは私が私に策があるオラが守るぞ行くぞ協力してやるオラオダ久々先生ストレッチハモン罰の時間だ流し込むよくも暗殺処刑だチャリオッツあ行くわよ始末させてもらうぞすべて超えてやるそのまま眠りな
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually surprised it took them this long to make one for this. This doesn't really shock me. It shocks me that it wasn't out, like, sooner. I know plenty of people who are going to be happy about that one.
Our next two games will take you beyond life and death.
His whole head off. Yeah, I can think of a bunch of people who are like this. I actually completely forgot about this game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh.
Trapped in an endless cycle.
Oh!
Fighting.
Hello!
Dying. Returning. Always the same.
Returnal DLC?
Always changing. Astra, I'm not alone. Not anymore.
Co-op? Oh shit! Oh shit!
Now I stand before the endless tower. I climb as Sisyphus did, pushing the boulder upward. No matter how high I climb, the challenge begins again.
Oh!
I fight on through the infinite, seeking answers, seeking ascension. My release is within this tower, and I will find it.
Okay.
Housemarque is bringing campaign co-op and a mysterious new survival mode to Returnal Ascension, a free update hitting this March. It's almost time to sign off, but before we do, let's get a first look at 2 brand new games coming from Square Enix.
Wait! Come on now!
Is this really what you want?
And you are certain that what we are doing is best for the people of the kingdom?
Yes. I suppose it would, in a sense. True. Yes.
He said 2.
It made me wonder. Am I still that same person?
Sony needs to buy Square Enix. They just need to. It needs to happen.
The era of myths gives way to an era of great turmoil. The continent was ravaged by the devastating war between the Empire and the Alliance. However, one nation remained unaffected by the chaos. The Kingdom of Alatane, Ward of the Augurs, looked destined to have its soil stained with the blood of battle.
We've finally been called up.
We're up against the Empire's main army.
We are to eradicate every last Imperial who comes ashore. Keep focused.
Come on, everyone! And now you will die.
Do you really have such a yearning for war? I can't comprehend it.
So then,
it has my attention.
What should we do now?
We're going to retake it.
This is our chance while they're all assembled. We should send our best and crush them.
That's right. All the more reason to avoid bloodshed. It also likely means that we're in danger. I suppose it is the only way for us to survive.
Oh, I'm in. I'm in. I am in. Come on. Come on, Square. Damn it, it's not it. I can already tell from the art style, it's not it.
If the will to fight still lingers within you, then accept my offer and join me.
God, the music.
Valkyrie, heed my words. Ragnarok tears our world asunder. All we hold precious lies on the brink of annihilation. Become my tool of intervention and save this world from doom.
Why does it sound like Patrick Stewart? Hello.
Your efforts to remain undetected are lacking. Reveal yourself.
That's true.
Who are
I
you?
wouldn't be.
That's all for today. We'll see you soon with another State of Play.
Exactly. Like, listen. I tend to always love Square Enix's IPs. Okay, not always, but like 95% of the time, I tend to love their IPs. So, I'm not mad when they are like, so we have another new IP. And it's like, oh, okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. Alright, well, that was that. That was disappointing. It wasn't terrible, but it was disappointing. Simply because, you know, when they said we have Japanese, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. My head went to every direction that is Final Fantasy based. if we're being real. And didn't get any of it. So, disappointing, but not terrible. I won't say it was a terrible State of Play. But I had a feeling when they were being like kind of vague on what would be seen. I'm like, But I mean, it had at least like 4 things out of that I was really interested in. So those 2 new IPs from Squared at the end, the Returnal co-op, that is fucking dope. And the dinosaur thing, like you put dinosaurs in something, I'm gonna want to play it, honestly. The only thing I like, I even tried Ark a couple years ago. It didn't catch me, but I played it. But yeah, no, that definitely could have. It's not the worst State of Play they've ever done. Definitely not the best, though. Definitely not the best. 7 out of 10. That's, yeah. I would. It's 7. Yeah. For me personally, I would give it a 6. Only because there was more stuff that I was not into than there was that I was into, if that makes sense. Or even things that I would play, even if I thought they were cool. Not all of it is things that I would play. But again, not horrible, but not the best. Definitely not the best. Again, Final Fantasy 16 continues to elude me. It continues to elude me. I'm so pissed that we still haven't gotten any more. When I'm trying to remember. Like, I can't even remember, when did that trailer drop that they dropped for Final Fantasy 16? When was that? Like, was that 2020 or 2021? I can't. That's how long it's been. We had one dope, very, very dope gameplay trailer that they started at the beginning of a state of play, which that right there was unheard of. It was 2020. It was 2020 because um that was the state of play just before they announced, like, they opened up pre-orders. So I believe it was that. Yeah, 2020. So that's almost 2 years now that we've gotten no solid anything else around it. Like, we've had them say, "Here, we made this much and this was this," but like, okay, yeah, that's great. Show us something. That'd be great. If you guys are doing well as far as the track thing goes, from what they've said, show us something. That would be great. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be ungrateful, but at the same time, like, come on now. Yeah, but this game had been in development for a while. It had been in development for a while. They've already said numerous times how far along they are, but they haven't no screenshots, nothing. Like, come on now, something, something. Like, majority of the times, they only say anything if they know that people are gonna be like knocking at their door. Like, come on, guys, just so they can like avoid the expectation of it. But it's bullshit. I'm sorry, it's bullshit. I want to know more about the damn game. Like, come on now. This is this is it's so irritating. Like, at least that was my thing. Like, that's what I love about the deal with Forspoken. So we heard about Forspoken when PlayStation 5 was first announced. When they first, like, that first major announcement of the PlayStation 5, when they confirmed it, when they showed off what games are coming, that was part of that package. And we have continuously gotten up, like, it. They've not only talked about where they are as far as the update process, but they've also shown things. They even have a Game Informer, um, like, subscription for the month, and they just posted like a new gameplay thing, like all that. Like, so what the fuck? Exactly. The less that we get of Final Fantasy 16 mean also is the less that we'll get of Final Fantasy fucking 7 Remake Part 2. Like, come on now. These are the only things I'm really, really, really waiting for right now. Other than Forspoken, those are the two things I'm really, really, really waiting for the most. And dying to get something out of them about. Like, come on. They're killing me. They're fucking killing me right now. Ugh. That's so hard to be a Final Fantasy fan. I mean, look how fucking long it took them to get 15 to us, and I hated 15. One of the reasons I'm so excited for 16 is because it's the guy that did A Realm Reborn. Like, he made Final Fantasy 14. He made it from the dead piece of crap that it was at launch before, for the first launch, and he brought it back with A Realm Reborn. And that is literally the only MMO kind of game that I freaking fell in love with, and I had the best time with it for the time that I played it. So, like, Beth, go back to sleep. Nobody wants to talk to you right now. Um, but yeah, like, ugh, they're killing me. They're killing me. It's so hard to be a fucking Final Fantasy fan. And I also want to see them, like, because what did they just announce about Chrono Trigger getting a big update on mobile and Steam? Like, bring that update, put that on the consoles, man. The updates that they're doing with the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. Stop, like, fuck Nintendo and PC and all that shit. Put that on PlayStation already. Like, come on, they're killing me. They're killing me. They're killing me. They're killing me. Oh, god damn it! I say as I look at my ass statue right now. Oh, I need more Final Fantasy in my life. I love, I love. That's like if I had to put my money on it, I would say that Final Fantasy is my favorite franchise of all time. So I need it. I need it. I love it more than Grand Theft Auto, and that's saying a lot because I absolutely love Grand Theft Auto. But I love Final Fantasy like 10 times more than I love Grand Theft Auto. So like, you're killing me. But again, that state of play wasn't great. It was okay. It was fine. It was fine. But I let myself have expectations, which I shouldn't have. That's on me. Anytime it's because you know what, the last couple state of plays I've actually really enjoyed. I went in with zero expectations and left enjoying them. The only state of play I didn't care about was the one that they did for Ghostwire Tokyo, but that's because I can give two shits about that game. But yeah, other than that, I've enjoyed the other state of plays they've had recently. So, but what are you gonna do? I mean, it was the state of play that they did for Gran Turismo 7 that made me buy the damn thing day one. And I love that game. That game has been great. It has been absolutely great to play. But let me see what it was that they announced. Let me see. If this loaded to be okay. So what did we have? We had let me see. Oh, well, hold on. Gotta go around her. That was a dinosaur game that looks pretty awesome, I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks like I mean honestly, I'm a nut when it comes to mechs. Like this shit looks cool. I love mechs. I love dinosaurs. Like that hits right into my veins. But I swear to God, when it at first I'm like, oh my God, is this the Dino Crisis remake? I almost lost my shit. Oh yeah. The fucking licenses in Gran Turismo 7 have been the bane. I had to stop because I was so close to breaking all three of my controllers at one point because I'm just like I can't do this. I need to take a break so that I could chill out and come back to it with a fresh head because I definitely again, like I posted on my Twitter, whoever is behind the design of those damn things, I hope that you step on a bunch of Legos. And I say that respectfully and with all the love of my heart. I hope that you step on a bunch of Legos barefoot in the middle of the night when you're going to go pee. I hope that all happens. I hope that it all happens. Because even that would not amount to the same, it would not amount to the same amount of pain that I feel when I'm trying to do those fucking licenses and knowing that I'm gonna be probably that close to getting the freaking platinum to the game, and I'm not gonna be able to platinum the game because I'm not gonna put myself through the stress of trying to get gold, like just trying to get gold on fucking on national B, I think is it? Yeah, national B. Like just trying to. I got maybe I think there's only two. It's like two or three out of National B that I don't have gold in, and that's because I had to just settle for the silver in them because I was gonna destroy my fucking system. I kept trying. So yeah, I wish all the worst possible small amounts of pain to that person who did that, who made those decisions. Like even if they just adjusted the fucking time for it, I would be okay. I'll be okay. It's because it's bullshit to me. It's absolute bullshit. Like, so that is, I was excited, and then, like, I was excited to even start planning to probably get the platinum for that, and then when I saw just how fucking painful doing the damn licenses were, I'm just like, nope, this ain't happening. I'm not gonna put myself through Assassin's Creed Valhalla point 2.0. Like, no, we're not doing it again. that was torture. I'm not gonna put myself through torture again. That was my life lesson right there. That not every platinum is worth the stress. That was the life lesson. But thankfully, the rest of GT7 is fucking amazing. That game is so awesome. Like, I'm having a damn good time with it. And this is coming from me, a person who's not really into, like, I mostly like arcade racers. Like the Burnout, love Burnout. Absolutely adore Burnout. That's probably, I would probably say that that's my favorite arcade racer. And like Need for Speed lost me years ago. Midnight Club is another one I absolutely fucking adored. Like but it's like there's not a lot of car car based kind of games that can keep my attention for very long. GT7 had me on that shit for like, because I've been homesick, so I haven't really, whatever little energy I had, I've been devoting it to playing games. So um the other night, what GT7 had me on there for, I think I was playing it for like 12 hours. I might be exaggerating. I don't know. I was playing for a long fucking, I played it through the night. Like I started playing it the afternoon of like Sunday, and then I didn't realize that what the time was until it was the sun coming up on Monday. So like that game has my attention. And yeah, GT7 is a driving like simulator, not an arcade racer. Oh yeah. I totally feel you. Like I still play Burnout Revenge and Burnout like Takedown. Like I still play them shits. I still have them. I still play them. Like I loved those games. Those are the things that could keep my attention for a while. GT7 has really, I haven't been this like locked into a GT game since I think was a GT3. Yeah, it was GT3 or GT4, but one of them two. That was the last time it had my attention. Only reason why I even know that much about it is because my dad is a hardcore racing fan. So he has had he owns all of them. He has the whole collection for GT. He plays every one every year that comes, every time that they come out with one. And we usually play like the co-op kind of stuff. Well, not co-op, but the two-player kind of stuff and whatever. So while I'm aware of like a lot of the things in GT, I haven't actually sat and played it like for real since GT3 or 4. So this is the first time it's really gotten my attention the way it has. And yeah, he's been playing, so I unfortunately I wasn't able to get him a PlayStation 5 in time. But he's been playing the PlayStation 4 version and he still loves it. He was actually over yesterday so that he can see what it's like to play on the PlayStation 5 version. And it got him excited all over again, even though he's already playing the damn game. Yes, the virtual photography in that shit, oh, it's so good in that game. I didn't expect it to be as good as it is, and it is. Like, yes, I know my dad is the best, best. Like any games that you see me talk about, but I don't play play like that, is because dad plays them, and I am his gaming partner. So any game he plays, I'm meant to be at least an audience, if not a participator. So, so like he's the reason why I fell in love with Resident Evil and Dino Crisis, like all those horror games. I think the horror game I got him into was Dead Space. 'Cause I caught on to Dead Space because of a friend, and then I showed it to him and he got into it afterwards. But that's usually how it goes. We trade off. I think it's very rare that we have games that we don't like. I got him into Skyrim. I got him into Skyrim. I haven't been able to get him into Fallout. He's tried it, but it hasn't been catching him the same way, which I don't really blame him. Like Fallout's definitely ass cheeks compared to Elder Scrolls in my opinion. But but yeah, it's it's been an adventure. It's been fun. But like this game, I'm so like I can't tell you how when I saw this chick, I was like, "Oh my god." Dino Crisis, Dino Crisis, Dino Crisis. Like, look, you give me the girl. See, this is how you know they trolling us. Fucking Capcom is trolling us because they give us the girl with the red hair and they give us dinosaurs before they ever show any kind of title or anything like that. I think before you even see the mechs. I think before you even see the mechs. For real, for real. Let me see. You see the machinery. And this is a suit, but like I didn't pick up that it was like a mech suit. It actually gives me a lot of what is this? Metroid. It gives me like the Metroid feel. But doing all that, and then you show the girl with red hair, and I'm like, oh no! Oh no, Dino Crisis! And it's like, no, it's not Dino Crisis. It's like, you son of a bitch! Like, you son of a bitch. Like where a lot of people are like clamoring for the Resident Evil remake games. No, fuck that. I want a fucking Dino Crisis remake that is made by the people who did remake 2 or or remake for the first game, because I have no respect for whoever the fuck did remake 3. I have no respect for you guys because that game was a huge massive disappointment and an insult. But the other two, they did a fantastic fucking job with their remakes. They need to do the remake for fucking Dino Crisis. I need it. I need it so much, and they know that we want it. Yeah, I could see how it could be like a spiritual successor. I could see that. But how you gonna show me this chick and I got happy. I was happy for 2 seconds. About 2 seconds I was happy. And then it's like, no, it's not Dino Crisis. It's like shit. But it still looks cool. That aside, it still looks cool. It looks like it'll be like one of those co-op kind of a things. And I'm actually into I would play this. Like I would get like a little group of people. We'll start our own little party and we would play it. I would play this. Like, I'm not a multiplayer kind of a person, but there are certain multiplayer type games that I will give it a chance at least. And this is something I would. Exoprimal sounds cool. I would do it. I would do it. It'd probably involve a lot of me dying and laughing. So I'm sure, Beth, that you'll enjoy that. But Exoprimal, it has my attention. That has my attention. Uh, was Ghostwire was after that. Fuck that. I I played the first the demos or whatever have you that they had for this game, and while it was fine, it wasn't bad. And I actually beat the boss. Like, I heard a couple people were having some issues with the boss, but I beat him in the first try. Um, but that might be because I'm so accustomed to Final Fantasy type games. But like, I've been trying to get into Stranger Paradise. I don't know. That'd probably be something that I would get on a sale. I would probably get this on sale. Especially now that they have confirmed that there are actually fucking women in the damn game. I'm like, is this another fucking Final Fantasy 15 situation? It's another fucking bro story. Like, I can't stand that shit. That immediately makes me not want to play the game. So they show that there are actually female characters. Okay, I'll play it now. Now I'll give it a shot. Oh boy. Yeah, you. Oh, that plat for Kenna? That Kina. That plat for Kina? That, good luck, man. Good luck. Like, that was the one thing that I do like about Kina. Like, even though when you crank up the difficulty, it gets difficult. Um, it never felt get difficult to the point where I felt like I just can't do this. So that's one of the reasons why I really loved and respected Kina, because I was able to beat the game and get the platinum for it, and I enjoyed my entire time with it. I never hated the game at any point, even with that kind of stuff, because I figured out strategies and stuff like that. They never made it feel impossible. Oh yeah, fucking Taro, man. Yo, that means you got damn. I can't think of what's the what's the gay character, the lesbian character, uh boss that you fight. I can't remember. I always forget their goddamn names. I always forget both of their names, but that's just because I'm terrible at names. And to answer your question, I have 23 platinums now. Because of Horizon Forbidden West. My game of the year. Oh, damn, that game is so good. Like, it has no business being as so fucking good as it is. It has no business. Yeah, the Woodsmith, yes. With the lesbian couple and the big bull. Oh, when I tell you I fucking cried. I cried playing through that shit. I didn't want to fight her. Like once it hit once I understood what the story with them was, I was like, oh no, 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 don't do this. Don't make me do this. It's like I know I have to fight her to break her out of the the madness that she's in right now, but at the same time it's like but she's grieving so badly, and like to kick her ass while she's grieving, it just feels wrong. I mean, if you want to be real, she kicked my ass more times than I kicked hers for the master difficulty, but oh boy, did that shit hit. That shit hit. And I thanked Ember Labs for that too. I had made a post about it, and I thanked them for that. And I got a response from them on it too. Yeah, Kina was that see, okay, so my favorite games from last year were True Colors. Life is Strange True Colors, my game of the year for 2021. Absolutely, for me, best game that came out of that year. Um, uh, I think second place for that, I think, was uh Ratchet and Clank. Then Guardians of the Galaxy, then Kena. Those are my top four games of the year last year. I played more games than that, but those were the four games that stuck me the most, and it was because of how they hit. So like how it hit me on an emotional level playing those damn games. Like them shits, all of them hit in some way. More so True Colors than any of them. But they hit some deep themes, and they hit it right. Like those games was fantastic. I loved all of them. And the funny part was that going into 2021, the only games I was really like excited about were Returnal and Ratchet and Clank. So I ended up leaving with more games that I enjoyed in the year that I didn't expect. So to me, I love that. I love when that happens. I'm hoping that that'll be the same deal for 2022, because literally the only thing I was waiting for 2022 was Horizon Forbidden West, Forspoken. Like GT didn't even get on my list until recently, until the state of play. But Sifu, the Life is Strange remastered, which they butchered. They butchered that. So I took that, I deleted that, and I'm just waiting for them to do their fixes. And once the fixes are done, then I will play it. I'll actually stream it, I think. But yeah, like, and Stray. Oh my god, I need to know what the fuck is happening with Stray. They're killing me. I love it the Twitter account that's making that game, they like a couple of hours ago they posted like, yes, we know another state of play is happening. We have nothing to say about Stray yet. And I'm like, damn it. First of all, I love that you guys are already aware that as soon as the state of play comes up, everybody is like and look it's like Stray. Is this the day? Is this the time? Is it Stray? And it's like, no. It's like, no, honey, no, no. Fuck. I'm also actually pretty excited for what is that uh what is that game? Volcano High. Volcano High. Like I'm part of their newsletter. Like I'm excited for that too. I know that one. went under the radar for a lot of people. But for me, I can't wait for Volcano High. Like that shit looks like some shit I would play. And Gotham Knights, Gotham Knights. Yes, I'm glad. Thank you for saying that. Because I'm like, there's another game. There's another game, but it hadn't been. It hadn't. It would. It would. They were. They said they were aiming for 2022, but it hadn't confirmed that it was coming out in 2022. But they did like confirm that Suicide Squad, which I'm actually not interested in anyway. Thankfully, but that one got pushed to next year. So this year will be, as far as the DC games, will be all for Gotham Knights, and I can't wait for that. Personally, Gotham Knights looks great to me, and I think that's another one where you can do co-op. Again, I'll get a buddy. I'll get a buddy to do the co-op. Like I'll play it on my own first, see how I like the story and all that, and then for like a second playthrough, like maybe I'll stream a co-op with somebody or something like that. But so now, yeah, so now October has Gotham Knights and Forspoken, and I'm like, well, thankfully one of them I already got pre-ordered, and I have the most because it's me. I got the most expensive version, but it was a Christmas gift. I got like a bunch of for Christmas. My family knows me. They all got me like gift cards for PlayStation. So I used that to buy a whole bunch of PlayStation games. Mostly all pre-orders, and I got the most expensive pre-orders for all of them. So, like, I'm set. The only one now, Gotham Knights looks like it's the only one that I don't have pre-ordered, but that's only because I wanted to see a date. I wanted to see them give a solid date. Now that they have, and hopefully they'll stick to it. But at some point, I will pre-order Gotham Knights as well. I'm really excited for that. First of all, I get to play as Batgirl, Nightwing, and Red Hood. I don't care about Robin. But them three, I love them. They were always my favorites. Them and Batwoman. They were always my favorites. I love Batman too, but with Batman it's kind of hard because it depends on what version of Batman they're doing because I'm definitely I don't give two shits about this Robert Pattinson one. Like fuck that. I'm not going to have anything to do with that shit. But but I actually really liked Ben Affleck's rendition of Batman. I really loved Michael Keaton is my favorite Batman of all. Um, but as far as games go, I really loved Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I did not like Origins and I hated Gotham Knights. Like ugh, hated Gotham Knights. I just never understand why anybody likes that game. Um, Arkham Knight. There you go, Arkham Knight. But yeah, like when it comes to Batman games, it's like when it comes to anything that deals with Batman, it's hit miss for me. It's always hit miss. But as far as his sidekicks or the spin-offs from him go, I tend to like those better nowadays. Nowadays, yeah. Because I think the last time I genuinely enjoyed like a media type of Batman was the original animated series, Batman the animated series. I love that. God, I love that shit is still great, still better than most shows that come out nowadays. And yes, I agree, classic Batman. Like I do, I love me some Adam West Batman. May he rest in peace. I love me some Adam West Batman. And Kevin Conroy, fantastic. Still, for me, he's the definitive voice when it comes to Bruce Wayne Batman. He's the definitive voice. Like if he's not voicing Batman, I have no interest. Little to no interest. Um, like there's just some voices that there's just some characters that once you hear the perfect voice for them, I don't want to hear anybody else's doing it. I don't honestly, for me, I like Batman being serious. I got no problem with Batman being serious. Like I enjoy it. I enjoy the seriousness to it. I just it depends on who's doing the acting. Like I hate Christian Bale and I hated his rendition of Batman, which is why I can't in any way, shape, or fashion love the Nolan uh trilogy. I can't stand the Nolan trilogy. I liked some of the other people who were in it. Like I of course, uh homeboy who did Joker, he did a good job. Heath Ledger, he did a good job. Oh, see, look, I have kindred spirits. Like it's because anytime I bring that up, they're like, "What? He was great." I'm like, "No, he wasn't. He was fucking terrible. He was terrible as Batman. Like, what movie were you watching? Because everything around him might have been good, but him himself is terrible. He was a horrible Batman. I don't give a fuck. I don't care who wants to argue that with me. I will tell you that straight up. He was a terrible fucking Batman. But like Michael Caine was perfect, perfect casting for Alfred. Um, I like the girl who played Ra's al Ghul's daughter. The Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul was great. Uh, and until they revealed that Bane was like a pawn and everything, him like Tom Hardy as Bane, absolutely loved him as Bane. Loved him as Bane. I would honestly love to see him as Bane again. I don't That's never gonna happen, but I wouldn't have mind seeing him as Bane again. I thought he did such a great job. I hate that my nose keeps itching. I was cleaning before I was streaming, so I got dust like just tickling my nose and I can't get it off. But I don't know how we fell into Batman, but those are my feelings. Those are my true feelings on Batman. Forspoken, God, every time I see anything about this game, like anytime I see anything, like I know some people are on the fence about the gameplay that they showed a little while ago. I wasn't. And if anything, it made me even more confident in my purchase. It's what made me pre-order the game ultimately once I had the money for it. Like I actually really liked the gameplay for it. Yes, the music, yo, the music for this shit was on point. Like they nailed it. The music for this was on point. Like I was over here like, okay, all right, okay, all right. Like I wonder who's doing the soundtrack for this actually. I'm really curious to know. Cause I mean, first of all, Forspoken checks all my boxes. It's made by Square Enix, which I even though Square Enix has become a hit and miss studio in the last couple of years, it's still one of my favorite studios of all time. It's the studio that got me into RPGs in the first place. My love and loyalty will always be there for them. There's nothing I can do about that. It's written in it's in my DNA now. So the first check mark was it being Square Enix. The second was it being a having a female protagonist. The third was the fact that it was a female protagonist who's also a person of color. Thank you very much. Then there's the fact that I know who the actress is, and I fucking adore her as a person. So I was like, oh shit, yes. When I saw her doing the mocap, I was like, hell yes. Um, Cause like I don't know if any of y'all seen Charlie's Angels, the movie that like the newest Charlie's Angels. That movie was not good, but like it was everything around the three people that was bad. The three people playing the angels, they as far as I'm concerned, they did a good job with what they had. They did a good job. But her character was a standout though. Her character in the movie was a standout. So when I saw that she was a part of this, I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. Then there's the fact that it's fantasy based. I love fantasy based type of games. Like even though magic isn't my thing, I don't really like magic at all. But I do like the aesthetic, the environments that come with fantasy. Like that's the stuff that I love. I love everything around the magic stuff where even though I hate magic, I love everything around the magic stuff. So that got my attention. Like the visuals, like, damn, does this good look? This game look good. This game look good. It looked good. It. Oh, Bear McCreary. Oh yeah, yeah, they good. Bear McCreary is fucking he's like, again, as much as I love PlayStation, I'm also one of those people who are not going to tell you that everything that PlayStation does is perfect. So I'm not a fan of God of War. But the thing that I was the biggest fan of with God of War was the soundtrack, and Bear McCreary did the soundtrack. He did a fan-fucking-tastic job with that damn soundtrack. Like, to the point where I still listen to that shit nowadays. What is it? Ashes? I think it's called Ashes is the title theme that you hear when you start the game. That shit was beautiful. That shit was beautiful. So, yes. So this soundtrack is gonna be fucking fire. You trying to make a game? Well, you have my vote. Especially if it checks any of my boxes, you have my vote. I hope that you get it off the ground. I hope that it's great when you do get it off the ground. And I hope it's something that I'm into and I'll play myself. Like, goddamn. And hey, if you want to give anybody a review code, don't forget about me. Let me stop. I'm not like that. I buy everything. I don't need freebies. But but yeah. Like, and then like the mocap for this shit, when they showed like a couple months back where they showed like a character, like a mostly character focused um trailer for this. So it's supposed to give you, I think it was supposed to be like a story trailer or whatever have you. Um the mocap was so good. They also got my girl shit. She plays in a lot of shit. Like if you see her face, you know exactly who she is. But for Star Wars Battlefront, get out of here, Liam. Move. For Star Wars Battlefront 2, for the story mode, she played the main girl that you play as in the story mode. Um she's in this game. She voices a character in this game. I love that she's getting more game voice acting gigs because I love her as an actress already. So, and I know that she's a geek. So I love that. I love that her geekiness is getting put together with her getting to be a part of it. And this is a big fucking project for her to get to be a part of. I mean, it was already crazy that she got a part with Star Wars and she was the main character and the selling point. So like big clap for her, but her also being in this, I'm like, homegirl, she is putting in the work, and I love that. I love it. Love to see it. I love to see it. Another fantastic lady of color. We fucking adore her. But yeah, like this. I was so excited. But I mean, you know what though? I'm glad they told us when they did because I was getting ready to start putting in my vacation time for May. So this works. At least this gives me more time because I tend to take vacations. So I usually take vacations in February, June, and October. So those are my vacation months. So at least it felt like I was thankful when they said that Forbidden West was falling in my vacation month. It landed exactly on my vacation days. So I was so happy about that. June, I at this point got really nothing, but that was gonna be like the vacation where I catch up on games. And then October was gonna be another vacation where I'd catch up on games. But now October is dedicated to Forspoken. Now I can pick the week that I'm gonna be dedicating my vacation to her. Exactly, my ladies, my black ladies and black fellas and black non-binary people, all of y'all. Love to see y'all head front and center in video games. I love to see it. I love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Like I made a in my review that I did for Horizon Forbidden West that I posted a couple of days ago. Check it out if you haven't. Um I made a point that the diversity in that game the representation, the accurate, beautiful representation that they had in that game was beyond anything I've ever seen in any other game. Like even with it being a game that has like a white girl as the main, like the main character, even with that, they still did the best. Like everybody else, the whole supporting cast, the fucking NPCs, all of it was like the diversity, the representation was all perfect, beautifully done. So like they even had characters on the fucking spectrum, and they were done and handled extremely appropriately. Like I had to stop and think. I'm like, wait a minute. And I didn't want to say anything, but thankfully somebody had like confirmed it, that like what I was thinking, they confirmed it, so I got to speak on it, and I was like, I'm really happy that they did that, because it's like I never thought I would see it. At least I wouldn't see it. I didn't think I would see it without the typical fucking terrible stereotypes that come with people who have who that are on the spectrum. Like I have close friends who are on the spectrum. I've worked with people who I absolutely adored that were on the spectrum, and I see how they get stereotyped, and I'm just like, it aggravates the fuck out of me. So to see them do it in the game and then make it just so natural, and like it's not a thing that people need to be worried about or anything like that. Like there was no misrepresentation whatsoever, and I love that. I absolutely love that. And the fact that one of them was also a black girl, loved it, loved it. Like they, if for no other reason, they get my Game of the Year trophy for that. For that, if no other reason, they definitely get my Game of the Year trophy for that shit, because I'm not seeing anybody else do it. I'll tell you what, not really seeing anybody else do it. But yeah, that was my mini rant about that. But yeah, Forspoken, oh, can't fucking wait for that game. And what was this one? This is all still Forspoken. October 11th. All right, October 11th. I mean, that is around the week. That actually is around the week that I usually take my vacation. All right, all right, all right. I won't be too upset. I'm upset, but not too upset. What was after this? They had. Oh, then they definitely have zero interest with with this game, because I hate first person shooters. Y'all already know this. I especially hate multiplayer first person shooters. So that's a hell no from me on that. But I love Gundam, and that's why it's like, oh, I haven't played a good Gundam game in a long time. I honestly couldn't tell you, give you a title of an example. This was cute that they're doing this collection. This was cute. It's probably not going to be anything that I really jump on at all. This kaiju thing, it's cute. Now I'm not going to play it, but it's cute. And like I said, it reminded me so much of Godzilla, um, monster melee thing. Like, yeah. Ooh, I would love to see that. Yes, I am honored. I am honored if you decide if you send it to me. I'm honored by that. I'm definitely honored by that. But I don't know if you guys ever played Godzilla Monster Melee or something like that. It was on GameCube, and when I tell you that me and my cousins would play that game for hours, for hours. That to me, that's still the very best Godzilla game I have ever played. To me, it's the best Melee game I've ever played. And I don't even like Melee games, but I fucking loved it for this shit. They did a fantastic job with that. I wouldn't mind a remake of that. Well, let me stop. That would never happen. But I need to see if I can find that game again, because I had a copy of it, but then somebody broke the disc in half somehow. One of my cousins, they broke the damn thing in half. So I have to look around and see if I can find that. But and what was the one after this? This was the Returnal thing was after that, I think. No, the JoJo like the JoJo anime is just funny. It's funny. It doesn't keep my attention, but it's funny. I get its appeal. But zero interest in this. Absolute zero interest in this. But I know plenty of people who are going to be excited about this game. Um, Not me, not for me, but I hope whoever decides to get it, if they're excited for it, whatever, I hope you enjoy it when it comes out. And then I think this looks good. I actually completely forgot this game was coming out. I'll play it. It's not anything that I'm like excited about, but if it it has my attention. Like if I've got nothing else that I'm playing when it comes out, I'll probably get it and play it. If not, wait for a sale and get it. But it looks cool. I'm just not into like side scrollers normally. Yeah, that's the reason why it has my attention, is because it harkens back to those old school samurai films, and I'm a nut for that kind of shit. I used to love it growing up. It's another thing that me and my dad have extremely in common, is we love Japanese and Chinese, the Asian cultures. We love it. We love their products. We love that stuff. So we're the most Asian based loving Americans that we know. If that makes any sense. We give more love and care for them than we do for anything that comes from America. Like we can give two fucks about America, but we love the Asian culture. So usually anything pertaining to them, I'll try it. I'll try it. Like this does look awesome. Like look at this backdrop. Like this is cool. This is awesome. So I'll look for it. I'll probably wait to see what reviews and what people who have impressions about it. Like I'll wait to see what they think. And then I'll either decide to buy it day one, or I'll get it on sale. Kind of depends on what I've got going on. But it looks like it's going to be coming out soon, since it's saying spring, and technically spring starts in like 2 weeks, because May 21st is the first day of spring. March, I said May. March 21st is the first day of spring. So it's coming up. This shit, listen, I still have I'm terrible at Returnal. I'm ass cheeks. Terrible ass cheeks at Returnal. But I love the game. I do. I have not beaten the first boss or anything. I am absolutely shit at this game, and I love it. Like it's the same thing that I feel for Sifu. I am terrible at that fucking game, and I love it. Like I think it's possible to be really bad at certain games but still love them. So this would, like me, I can't play horror games. I absolutely suck at horror games when I try to play them, but I still love them even so. Exactly. I have a good fucking time getting my ass kicked in Returnal. Like I have proof. You saw me stream it when I first streamed it. Like that stream, like the stream that I did where I did get up to the first boss, I still haven't gotten past. I still, like, that was still my best run. That was still my best run. To this day, and that was that was like the second time I ever played the game. So the second time I ever played the game overall was my best that I did. Yeah, exactly. I did good. I did good. I really enjoyed the game. I really enjoyed the game. And see, another person who gets it, like, definitely can't play horror, but I love them. I love horror games. I love certain types of horror games. Like I'm over the first person ones that every mom and pop is coming out with since PT. Um, I'm tired of those, but give me those over the shoulder ones. Oh, I'm here for it all day. So I love watching people play those. I try to play them myself, and it doesn't work out, but I love those games. So again, it brings back why I absolutely fucking adore Returnal. I loved that game. To me, I still think it was snubbed in the worst possible way all of last year. Yeah, no, I love exactly. I love horror games for the creepy, weird shit. I'm weird. I'm here for it. I may hate it in movies. I hate it in movies, but that's because most of the time it's very tasteless and very cash grabby when it comes to movies. But in video games, to me, like you can always tell when a horror video game is a cash grab and when it's like a genuine, like you can tell that love went into it went into the product. So those ones where I can tell that love went into the product, I love them. Absolutely adore them. Shut shut up, Beth. Yes, I will never like that's one of the reasons why for me the Game of the Year awards lost my respect. Stop. Cut it out, Liam. It lost my respect last year because they snubbed so many games that deserved accolades that didn't get them, and I thought it was fucked up. So like to me it's become more of a popularity contest at this point. So I don't like I'll still like have streams for it because I did have fun streaming it and talking to you guys while we were watching it together. Like so I'll still watch it and stream it, but personally I put no weight onto it that much anymore. But again, Returnal, dope. So fucking dope. A great fucking game. I knew Housemark was gonna land it because I loved if you I don't know if you got to play Resogun, but Resogun was fucking awesome. Resogun was fucking awesome. So once I knew like I know that Housemark makes great games, so I was not surprised at how great fucking Returnal was. Yeah, I still don't get that either. Trust me, I don't get it. Honestly, I don't get how Deathloop got any of the positive reaction that it got. Because personally, it the game looked stupid as hell to me. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Um, like Ratchet and Clank definitely the Ratchet and Clank got snubbed the worst because it didn't get a single win. Not a single win. But it was the game that critics were going off the fucking wall about unanimously. Unanimously. But what happened? What the fuck happened? Like I'm not even it's not even about it not winning the game of the year. Like it wasn't even my game of the year. So that one I don't it doesn't really weigh for me. But there were so many other ones like the sound effects, the accessibility, like the fact that Far Cry was nominated for accessibility. I am a person who plays with accessibility because I need it for my disorders, and I can tell you for a fact, they're like Ubisoft does minimum, the absolute minimum when it comes to fucking accessibility. So bullshit right there. That being nominated for it, bullshit to me. Like it didn't win. Somehow Forza did, but whatever. It didn't win, but at the same time, I'm like, how the fuck would you even nominate that shit? Like what? Like I like the most that they did to me that was even remotely useful was the fucking um the text to speak stuff and the color like the colorblind color coordination thing. But that was it, literally the bare minimum. That again, mini rant aside, Returnal was snubbed, Ratchet and Clank was snubbed, and those are two of the biggest releases that came out of last year. So I don't I that again that all aside, the past is past. This update looks like it's gonna be dope. I'm happy that it's also gonna be a free update. So I know a lot of people who are about to reinstall this game and jump right back into it and get their clubs together. like I'll like if I have a friend or two who asks me if they want to do co-op with them. I'm like, I'm gonna be terrible at it. Like, you're gonna see me die a lot, but I'll play with you. Like, I'll have no problem doing it. Cause this shit look fun. That this shit look fun. So what is it called? Ascension? Yeah, Eternal Ascension. That looks dope. That looks like it's gonna be a really dope fucking uh addition to the game. And then we had the last two were the Square Enix RPGs. These they have my attention with them because with this game right here, this reminds me of Fire Emblem, which I just started playing Fire Emblem, and oh yeah, I would stream it. I would stream it for sure. Um I just started playing Fire Emblem. I'm still like I'm not far at all. Because I started playing it around like just before all the February releases kicked up. It was just I just needed something to hold me over for January into February, but I had just started playing it around like just as February hit. So I didn't get to really mess with the game that much, but I love the combat in it, and the combat is a lot like this. So I'm a person that actually really loves turn-based strategy JRPGs. Like I never had a problem with it. As long as whoever was behind it was doing it good, I never had a problem with it. I actually absolutely love it personally. Like even like I played classic mode for Final Fantasy VII Remake because that's how I was able to also to have the option to play with the turn-based portion of the fighting, which I still love that they did that. I wish more games, I wish more JRPGs had that where you could have a hybrid of the two and play as both free fighting and turn-based, so everybody gets the best of both worlds. But for me, Final Fantasy is the king when it comes to turn-based because still Final Fantasy X is still for me the best implementation of turn-based strategy play ever. It's still to me it's still the best to this day. And I've played quite a few other JRPGs that have turn-based strategy uh combat, and it's still for me Final Fantasy X is still the king as far as I'm concerned. So, but this looks good. This reminds me of Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem has a really good turn-based type of combat, and this reminds me of that. So I'm in it. I'm into it. And it was called, what was it called? This is also the same thing, yeah. I think that started the new one. And it's coming out this year. Okay, there we go. The Diofield, the Diofield Chronicle, like that looks good. All right. Yeah, when I have time to look at it, I'll definitely give you some feedback. I'll respond to you and give you some feedback on it. Um, but yeah, this shit look cool. I'm with it, and it's coming out this year. That works for me because like I said, I didn't have a lot like in the latter half of the year. Like everything I wanted was coming out between February and May. Not anymore, but between February and May was all the games that I was the most excited for. But now my May games have been pushed to October, so now October that leaves the rest of the field pretty open for me. I think the only other game that I'm gonna be getting, but I'm getting it mostly so that I can stream it, not so much because I'm excited for it, but is Saints Row, the Saints Row reboot that they're doing. I still don't like the way it looks. It still looks like it's not a return to form, which is being anything remotely like Saints Row 2. It doesn't look like it, but I will try to play it with an open mind. I want to give it a chance simply because there was a time where Saints Row was one of my favorites. Saints Row is one of my favorites. Like Saints Row 1 and 2, I absolutely fucking adore them. I hate 3 and I hate 4. And I hated Get Out of Hell. Like everything after 2, I hated them. But I'll give the new one a chance. Yeah, October's gonna be crazy, but you know what it is? That's why October's called Broketober. It's called Broketober because that's when everything fucking drops. Like that's when Red Dead Redemption 2 hit. Like, and that was that year. It was I think it was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Battlefield, Call of Duty, and Red Dead Redemption 2. I think if I'm not mistaken, all of those had released within a span of a couple of weeks from each other, all on or around October. Like either in October or around the latter half of October into November. All of that. Like I'll never forget that. That was a crazy fucking month for me. I mean, I only got Red Dead Redemption 2 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But it was crazy as far as all the content that was all over the fucking internet. Like shit was crazy with that. So I am never surprised when October is usually a stacked. I'm not surprised by it. But like Guardians of the Galaxy came out in October last year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, no, because I was playing it during my October vacation. So yes. Um and I absolutely fucking adore that game. I love that game. I would like to play it again, but I'm waiting for it to go on sale digitally. I want to buy it digitally and play it digitally. And I love the photo mode in that game. Yeah, our fucking like that's why I said I was happy. Everything that I was gonna be playing, that I wanted to be playing in February, I pre-ordered it all last year. So the government owed me money, which it felt good to say. The government owed me money because they withheld COVID funds from me for a while. It took me a long time before I got any COVID relief payments. So they gave me in one full payment, they gave me everything that was owed to me, which was a crazy surprise to come home to. I thought I was being pranked. I'm like, is this a real check? But they gave it to me. So with that check, I bought all the games. I like every game that I wanted pre-ordered for 2022. I did it. I pre-ordered all that shit. And then when I got a bunch of those gift cards for for Christmas, whatever was left that I needed to pre-order, I pre-ordered with that. The government money also bought me my Xbox and my Switch as well. So and my headphones, my headsets. So thank you, government, for once in my life. Thank you, government. So like now, I think Gotham Knights is the only one now that I have left and I'm gonna pre-order. I don't know if they have tiers. I don't know if you know what? Let me see. Are there any pre-order tiers as far as Gotham Knights? Gotham Knights. Liam, go away, dude. What the hell? You've been a pain in the ass today. Gotham Knights pre-order PS5. PlayStation Store. Yeah, so as you can see, this is in my wish list and all that. I'm not seeing anything about if there's any different types of editions for it. I'm sure, which is usually why I wait to. Oh yeah, my background, my Google background. Yeah, all day, every day. Triss for the win every time. But yes. Yeah, no, there's nothing as far as pre-order tiers for Gotham Knights from what I've seen. It's just the website. There you go. Here's their official website. Like this game, I know some people are on the fence about it, but to me, I was blown away from the gameplay they showed of this. Like I'm completely on board with this game. Like this shit look dope. First of all, my nigga Red Hood. I love Red Hood. Like he's one of my favorite anti-heroes. I don't know, he gives me like Spawn vibes. Like if Spawn was Batman or a rendition of Batman, that's who I think of with Red Hood. I cosplayed as a Red Hood Nightwing mashup. I did a cosplay for that a couple years, like for literally the very last Comic Con that I got to go to, which was the one just before COVID really ravaged the world. So I love Red Hood, I love Nightwing, I love Batgirl, I love Batwoman. Like that's all I need left. Give me Batwoman DLC. Like give me a Batwoman game. Like why has she not had her game yet? Yeah, Red Hood is. I fucking love Jason Todd. Jason Todd is my dude. I fucking love him. I have my jacket, which I think my jacket is in my closet, so I'm not gonna pull it out to show anybody yet right now. But I have the jacket and the vest for him for one of his things. I love Red Hood. Red Hood is my boy. And there's Robin. I've never really been a Robin fan. Like I loved gosh golly G Willikers. Like I loved that Robin. I love that corny ass Robin. I love corny Robin. But yes, yo, exactly. Kate Kane. Why does Kate Kane not have a game yet? Like how long has Batwoman been like popular now? Because I know that she was kind of in the back burner until they finally made her a lesbian. When they made her a lesbian, her popularity skyrocketed. Skyrocketed. So for me, the fact that my homegirl still don't have a goddamn game is killing me. And I think like her rise in popularity came around the same time that Miles Morales did. So her and Miles Morales were for the longest time were the comics that I was glued to. I was glued to their comics after they debuted. I fucking love them. And then Batgirl, I love my girl Barbara Gordon. Barbara Gordon, I fucking love her. Um, they had a Birds of Prey TV show way back in the day. Um, like I think I still have it actually. It's old as hell. It's old as hell. But that shit like that got me really into like Batgirl and stuff like that and Barbara Gordon. So I'm excited. I'll definitely be playing as her. Whoever I'm doing co-op with, I'm playing. I call her. I call Barbara and I call um Jason Todd. I have to play either of those two. I mean I'll play as Nightwing too. I'll play as my boy Dick Grayson. I'll play as Nightwing too. But oh yeah, Rachel. First of all, Rachel is so goddamn talented. So literally, she could play anybody and she'd be perfect for it. Liam, come on now, you're being annoying as hell today. Um, but yeah, she does an excellent. I haven't watched the show like completely yet. I've only seen a couple of clips with her, and I like what I saw. Like she did, she looks like she's doing a really great job. But yeah, it doesn't look like they have any updates as far as being able to pre-order it. So I'm like, Yeah, I don't think there's like an actual pre-order situation for it just yet, which is fine. I hope that they show another gameplay thing. I hope they show another gameplay thing for that game, because that game looks like, from everything that I've seen about that game, it has. Wait, which one? Oh, Gotham Knights. The Gotham Knights is on everything. Yeah, it's a multi-platform game. It's not exclusive. It's open to everybody. I think. Well, unless anybody who's not on Nintendo. Like, I listen. I have feelings when it comes to the Switch. I have feelings. I won't get into it, but I have feelings when it comes to the Switch. Um, that aside, if they have crossplay, you know damn well I'm not playing it on Xbox. That's not happening. So, if they have crossplay, yeah, sure. I don't know if they will, but if they do and they have crossplay, yeah, I got you. And like I said, I call anybody except Robin. So, anybody except Robin, and we're good to go. We're very good to go. Uh, and then there's this one. What was this one called? Valkyrie Elite. First of all, I love the name Valkyrie. Like, you get, anytime I see the labeling of Valkyrie anywhere, don't ask me why. I think it's because of like the Greek mythology of it. Like, I think that's what it is. But I love Valkyrie. Or is it Norse? I mean Norse mythology. Norse mythology. But love Valkyries. Absolutely love it. Love them. They're fantastic. So anything that has to do with Valkyries, usually in the name or whatever, I am interested. So it got me already and open. My foot is already in the door with that. But I like the way the gameplay looks for this. This looks like, it reminds me of Nier. Like, the aesthetic of this one, it reminds me of the Nier games, which I still need. Oh my god, I still need to play. I still haven't played Nier Replicant. I still haven't played Automata or Automata, whatever the fuck it's called. The Nier games, I haven't played the Nier games yet. I own them. I own them both. I just haven't played either of them yet. Exactly. Now you, Layla, get out of here. Y'all pains in the ass. Um, that's Square Enix though. People are always shocked when Square Enix puts out new IPs, but that's them. They've actually always been good with putting out new IPs. It's like, I'm not surprised. I'm just like, well, is this going to be a new IP for me, or if it's not going to be a new IP for me? Anything that looks like it's a JRPG, it has my attention. Like, I love JRPGs that come from Square. Yes, they are. You don't understand. All day they've been pains in my ass, but they specifically have been pains in my ass right now. So the way that my setup is, from like, I have this is streaming from, like, from the streaming equipment is on my laptop, but I'm using my monitor, my my desktop monitor for my secondary screen. So they keep fucking trying to mess with the screen. So that's why I'm like telling them to stop. So what they're doing is they keep messing with my secondary screen, and obviously you can't see the effects of it. But for me, they keep knocking on the fucking screen, so I have to keep telling them to stop it. But yes, they're doing the fucking most right now. But this game, like, I like the art style for this game too. If I'm not gonna lie to you, when I saw, like, when they showed like this portion of it, I'm like, I thought it was another Nier game. I thought it was gonna be like an expansion or something for Nier, but it's not. But this looks cool. I don't like, with most Square Enix games, I'm not really getting what the story is, but you know what? I'm here for it. It looks good. Ooh, look at this. This would be a good cover. This would be a good cover right here. With that background and all that shit. Look at me. Look at me discovering covers and shit. Look at this. Okay, let me stop being stupid. But yeah, nah, this shit look cool. This shit look cool as hell. This shit look cool as hell. Like this, of the two, this one had my attention the most. Of those two new IPs, this one had definitely had my attention the most. See, you know me, I go off track when I know this shit. Um, you can't. You trying to tell me that don't look cool? Like if that was the box art? I agree. I thought the combat. Like, let me. I'm not gonna play it with sound, but I'm gonna just have it play. Like that. This whole aesthetic was just this all screamed near to me. This all screamed near. So that's what I thought. I thought it was the people who made the Near games. I thought they were making another one, or at least like an expansion pass or something like that. But this shit look cool. The music sound like, you know what? The one thing that Square Enix never does wrong, even if their games don't always hit, the one thing they never, like, this combat looks fucking dope. The one thing they never do wrong is the fucking music. The music, that's why their concerts sell out so goddamn quickly, especially here in America. Like every time they've had an orchestra, it's sold out in minutes. Like I have yet to be able to go to one of their orchestras, and I want to so badly because I hear that it's like the most amazing experience. So, like, this looks hella dope, and it sounded hella dope from the music that they had for both of those IPs, the both new IPs. The music sounded great. Like, I'm into this. I'm into this. Look at look at the golem looking dude. Like this shit look cool as hell. And like it looks like it's gonna have a really interesting story attached to it too. Like, you know me, I'm all about that narrative. Like you could have the most booty type of gameplay around, but if I'm loving your story, I will fight myself through to get through the fucking gameplay just to continue the story. So as far as I'm concerned, the story is looking hella. It's giving me them good vibes for this. It's giving me them good vibes from this. I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Like I said, it was the two new IPs, Forspoken, the what was it? The Exo Primal. Is that what that shit's called? With the dinos. I think it's over here somewhere. Yeah, the dinos. That the fucking fake out. The Dino Crisis fake out game is what I'm gonna be calling it. Exactly. See, that's why y'all my peoples. That's why y'all my peoples. Y'all understand. Like, to me, that's what motivates me through a game. Like, I'm gonna like if your story is good, guarantee that I'll finish the game. Not like, you know what? Not even if it's just good. If it's interesting enough to keep my attention and to keep me wanting to see how it unfolds, you've already done the right thing in my book. You've already done half the battle at that point. So they've got my attention because I want to see what the story is like. Hopefully, it is as interesting as it looks from the outside. Same thing with even this game. I'm gonna tell you that this game is probably gonna be predominantly about the gameplay, but it looks like it has some kind of story attached to it, and I'm interested in knowing what that story is. I'm telling you, this is a dope screenshot right here. This is a dope fucking screenshot right here. This shit is dope. The mechs and the fucking T-Rex, like, come on now. Come on now. They got my attention. They got my attention. This is so, it's Exo Primal. That, it has my attention. This has none of my attention. This has all of my attention. The turtles, this has none of my attention. The turtles is cute. The turtles are cute, but they don't really have all my attention like that. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Even though with Returnal, I've purposely avoided all story spoilers because I do want to eventually find a way to beat the game on my own, and I want to unravel the story for myself. So at some point I'll get to that. Thankfully, I have not been spoiled on anything for it, so I still don't have a single clue what the story is for the game. But the portions of the story that I did get to unlock so far, like I got into the house and all that stuff, like that really good run that I did. I got the key to the house. I fought the first boss even though I lost. Like and then since then, anytime I've done runs to play again, I have unlocked stuff that I hadn't unlocked before in other runs. So there's so much variety to my runs. That's another thing that I like about it, is that it's not it's a linear story that's not told in a linear way. So I have to keep finding the pieces to piece the story together, and I kind of like that. That's one of the things that got me into Returnal. Yeah, Mass Effect and Dragon Age, they also have some of the best story. Well, Mass Effect more so over Dragon Age for me, only because where I was in love with the story from Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 up until that ending. So, Mass Effect, the trilogy, absolutely fucking adore it. Love the story so much and everything about it. From 1 to 3, subtracting the ending to 3, like even after doing my full playthrough of it again in a legendary edition, still hate that ending. Still hate it. Still hate it to this day. Yeah, the extended version didn't do nothing to fix it. For me anyway, it did nothing to fix it. So love, like up until I get to that end game portion of it, I absolutely love Mass Effect, the trilogy. I try to forget Andromeda ever happened. I try to erase that bullshit from my mind because that was just, I don't know who why the fuck they would put whoever was in charge of the writing for that game. I don't know why they let that person take the reins, because that was the dumbest idea ever, because that shit was horrible trash. Oh yeah, but because it was that bad. Like, that was the thing. So with the original Mass Effect 3 ending, when that shit first dropped, I had the game. Like, I had the game, but I was still in college, so I couldn't play it until I was on my downtime. So, like, it came out just before spring break for me. So, I had a couple of weeks. It was a couple of weeks before. It was a couple of weeks. But it was a couple of weeks before I got to play Mass Effect 3. So I had to avoid the internet at all costs. But I did hear about people being really upset about the ending, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go in with an open mind. I'm gonna play it anyway and see how it goes. And I was, like I said, like I have actually put this as a couple of Twitter posts, because I'm like, I absolutely loved that game. I did. I loved Mass Effect 3. The combat in that, there is no debate that the combat in that game was fucking superior to all of them, all the other two. And it was just fun as hell. Like, I love the gameplay in that third game. That's for the first time in that trilogy, I had equal love for the story and the gameplay. Usually I didn't really care about the gameplay, but I really loved the story, so I kept playing. They finally found the perfect balance when it came to the third game with that. So that's what made it even worse when I got to the ending and I got to experience for myself, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, you had us go through, make all these choices, go through all of this, and this is how you ended it? Like, it was just as big of a slap in the face as the fucking ending the game, like the last season for Game of Thrones. That'll always be, to me, that's still the pinnacle of disappointment I've ever felt for any kind of media of any kind. Still the pinnacle of disappointment for me. So that shit made me feel like, when I thought that the way I felt about Mass Effect 3's ending was bad, then Game of Thrones came and said, hold my beer, and knocked that shit right out the park. So, but yeah, I hated that ending, and I still, like, playing through a Legendary Edition, still hate the fucking ending. Still hate it. I love the Arrival DLC, absolutely love it, but not Arrival. Whatever the fucking DLC is, for Mass Effect 3. What the fuck was it called? I'm blanking on the name of it. Citadel. Yes, the Citadel. The Citadel DLC. The Citadel DLC for Mass Effect 3. Fucking love it. It's one of my favorite DLCs I have ever played. Yes, not even just the party, just that entire DLC package, everything that came with it, the story, the fucking the shit with the clone, like all that shit was crazy. Shit threw me. I fucking loved it. So, like, that's on par with one of my favorite DLCs of all time that I've ever played. So for them to fuck up that ending as badly as they did, like, I've been like, it pains me. It fucking pains me. It should have ended with this. Like, they should have had something as epic as the Citadel DLC for the ending of the entire franchise. 'Cause that's where the love. That's where we felt the love. Yes. Oh my God. Yo, Grunt is my dude. Like, everybody talks about Rex. Rex is cool, but Grunt is my dude. I fucking love Grunt. He's hysterical. And, like, during the party DLC where I think I think it's Liara who levitates him. That shit had me rolling. Yes, Grunt is definitely like the child of Shepard, of Sarcastic Shepard. So Sarcastic Shepard, badass Shepard, Grunt is the child of that Shepard. Love Grunt. Oh, I love Grunt so much. He's so funny. To me, he was one of the best fucking additions. That's why I was so pissed when he couldn't be. That was the one problem that I had with that was like, other than the ending, the one major problem that I had with Mass Effect 3 was that you couldn't, is like the party. Like, I was happy that at least I had my girl Liara and Garrus, like those. I missed having that combination so much in Mass Effect 2, but I missed having Miranda, I missed having Jack, I missed having Thane. I miss having so many the so many to choose from that I love to fight alongside. Samara, like I'm like, why did y'all do that? And they gave us Vega and Caden or Ashley, depending on who we let live. Like, nah, I don't want them. I never chose them. I'll tell you that. I never chose them to come with me ever. Even in the first game, I never chose for Caden. I chose for Ashley, but for this playthrough, I played and let Caden live. But but yeah, like, I fucking hate Caden. Um, shit, I even missed having Jacob, and I'm not really a fan of Jacob. Like, that was the only thing that I was like, oh no, like I said, Caden usually so before I ever played Mass Effect 3, I never got to play Mass Effect 1, but I got to play with Mass Effect 2 a lot. I got to replay that a couple of times before I got to play 3. And whenever they had me do the interactive comic thing, I never chose for Caden to live. Never chose for him to live. I hate Caden. I can't stand him. Where I can't stand Ashley, I think, but she still has better character development. So, yes, she was like this pretty much speciest. Because it's not racist, but speciest. She's her hatred towards aliens or whatever have you, or her prejudice towards aliens. Like that's one of the things that I loved about Mass Effect 2 when you found the ship and you got to um like about read those little background things. Exactly. Like you got to see her character development even after her xenophobe. Yeah, that makes sense. Xenophobe. That's the word I was looking for. Yes, xenophobe. She still had development. She changed. Like her perspective changed. So Caden, he was still just a fucking soldier boy. I can't stand him. I can't stand like soldier boy type characters. I cannot stand them because they're just so one note. There's like nothing to them that's interesting to me. Like I'm just like, all right, you need to get the fuck out of my face. That's how I usually feel about them. So that's why I hate it. I hate Caden. I'll never understand why anybody likes him. But but yeah. Yeah, and exactly like you want him to be a love interest? Like you made him really? I, like I'm sorry. Like I know there's plenty of women in the world that have zero fucking idea of what a good man is or what a decent partner is. I know that there are some women out there, and those are usually the ones that choose Caden. I'm just like, nah, man. I'm so happy I am not straight or have any kind of fucking attraction to men of any kind because I would have to. There's no way I could understand that. There's no way I could ever understand that, and I wouldn't want to. The dead ass. I would not want to understand why anybody would love him. I can't stand his ass. But yeah, that's my little. Y'all get me sometimes. Y'all get my rant side sometimes. I try to keep that. I try to keep that at the chest level, but it comes out, and I can't help it. But yes, Andromeda was definitely a unfinished product that needed that's the thing. It didn't even need to be marinated more. It needed that whoever wrote the script, they needed to trash the script and start over again. That's what needed to happen. Well, I know what word you meant, so that's what matters. I knew what word you meant. Yeah, I'd be celibate too. Shit, if he was the only option, I'd be celibate. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. You can keep that. I'm good. Let me stay over here. I'm gonna stay right over here. That's also why I couldn't stand Vega because Vega was another fucking. Even though I absolutely adore, um, what's his name? Damn, now I'm blanking on his name. Freddie, is it Freddie Prince Jr.? I think that's his name. Even though I absolutely adore, yes, Freddie. So Freddie Prince Jr. Even though I adore him, like I absolutely adore him. He's such a geek. Um, and I love when he's cast for voice acting. So I felt bad that I fucking hated Vega because I couldn't stand him as Vega. He played Vega, right? It was him, right? I'm not thinking wrong. Because I absolutely I loved him as Iron Bull. He was fucking his okay, so I am thinking right. He was hysterical as Iron Bull. And I loved like if you ever watch the interviews for him talking about Iron Bull, like you could feel the love that he had for that character. Like you could tell he's a kid that was a character. Yes, that was a character you know that if they ever called him back and was like, "Hey, do you mind playing this guy again?" They'd be like, "Hell yeah!" Like he would drop any other project he was doing to do it. Like you know that would be him. I love Freddie Prince Jr. He's amazing. He seems like he's like a genuine kind of dude. Like he's a dude I'd look at and I'd be like, "All right, I get it. I get it. Not for me, but I get it." But he was fantastic as Iron Bull. But like where so with we were talking about like narratives and stuff, right? So like with Dragon Age, so looking on the Dragon Age side of things, I absolutely love Dragon Age Origins. I love everything that there has to do with Dragon Age Origins. That is one of my favorite games ever made. Even if it's not in my it was in my top 10 for a very long time, but there's been a lot of great games that's come out since then, so it got knocked out. It's in my top 20 now, but it was in my top 10 for a very long time. But I absolutely fucking love Dragon Age Origins. To me, it's still one of the best Western RPGs ever created. Um, and I love the turn-based combat in that. That was also another. That was one of the first times that a Western RPG did turn-based like type game. It's not even no. You know what? It's not turn-based. It's not. It's strategy type. I think. I think it's strategy type gameplay, if I'm not mistaken. But that that type of gameplay was great. That's the first time they ever done I've ever seen in a Western game done great. And yeah, but so Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age 2 is the evil stepchild that you want to kick out of the house and you can't. Like that's for me, that's what Dragon Age 2 is that evil little bitch that you want to kick out of your house, but your spouse loves them and it belongs to them, so you have to find a way to love them and cope with them. That's what Dragon Age 2 was for me. But like hold on, but I did love the characters. So the characters, that was the main reason why I played through and finished Dragon Age 2 was because of the characters. Exactly. So like I loved Isabella. I believe is it Meryl? Meryl was her name? The elf girl? The elven girl? Um like and even that like that stone cold kind of elf guy. The fuck what's his name? I know you know, Beth. I know you know. You what's the name of the other elf? He was a warrior based elf. I can't remember his name. It's blanking on me. If you remember, put in a thing. Yes, Fenris. Fenris. Even him, I liked. I thought he was an asshole, and he was no Zevran. That's for damn sure. He was no Zevran. I love me some Zevran. That's my boy. I love me some Zevran. And I think he was pan. Like everybody say he's bisexual. Nah, that motherfucker was pan. You know he'll love anybody no matter who they are or what they are. I loved him. Um, yeah, but like Fenris, like I agree. Like I loved even for Fenris, even though he had like this type of his character type, like it's not the character type that I tend to like. I liked him. I enjoyed him. I even brought him on missions with me every now and then. Like and I like to get to know his character. So even him, he was great. Like I love the allies that you have in Dragon Age 2, but it was just everything else around it though. Everything else around it. Like I don't like the ball was dropped. The ball wasn't just dropped for Dragon Age 2. It was dropped and it hit every step going down, going down. It hit every fucking step going down. That's how bad it was. It was a baby that you dropped and that it hit every step going down. That's how bad that shit was. I don't think I ever had them on a mission together. I'm gonna have. I mean, cause I want to do like I actually would love to do a stream where I replay through the series, like the Dragon Age franchise. Like once they give us some kind of information on Dragon Age 4, oh my god, when the fuck will that ever happen? But at this point, I'm sure that game ain't coming until 2000, like 24 or 25 at this point. But whenever they give some kind of information about Dragon Age 4, I would like to do a stream where I play through all the games again. I haven't done it in a while. Like I haven't played the games in a long time. See, that's funny to me. I like that. I've never had Isabella and Fenris together. Now that I think about it, I think I usually had Meryl because I love Meryl. I usually had Meryl and Isabella. I usually had those two. Yeah, 2024, 2025 tops. I think that's when we'll get Dragon Age 4, which you know what, which I'm fine with. I'm actually fine with. Take your fucking time, because the rushing shit that they did, the rush job that they did on both on all their recent games that have been trash, the rush jobs that they did, they like Dragon Age Inquisition somehow was still great. Like Inquisition was my game of the year that year it came out. Like it got lucky that it didn't get delayed to 2015, because it would not, I can guarantee you it would not have won game of the year, because The Witcher 3 came out that year. So it would have got murdered by Witcher 3. So thankfully it came out 2014. It was the game that I played the most that year. It was the game that I loved like crazy. Like I might revisit that and see what the platinum is like for that. I might revisit that now that I'm thinking about it. We'll see. But that stuff aside, I know you still play. I know you that but yeah, but Dragon Age is your religion. Dragon Age and Mass Effect are your religion. So none about none about that surprises me. And it's not a bad, neither are bad religions to have. Neither are bad. Like don't let me sound like I'm saying that to rag on you. I'm not. Those are beautiful religions to have. But like it's like, you know what it is for me, it's just that my experiences with them have been so hit miss, so I can't be as like as stuck on them the way that you are, because then I remember the game, because I'll be playing the games that I love, and then I'll remember the ones that followed that I didn't like, and it'll be like exactly, they have a very good fucking following. Like when I was doing when I attempted to do another playthrough of Dragon Age Inquisition, like I went to go look up something, and I found the Reddit for Dragon Age. I'm like, holy shit, like there's so much love for Dragon Age. There's so much love. When I recently was doing my playthrough for Mass Effect, there's so much love for Mass Effect. Like I love it. I love to see it. I was a loyal bio, like let me put this out. I was a loyal BioWare hoe as well for a long time. Long time. My first ever BioWare game was Knights of the Old Republic. One of my favorite games ever. Exact. I played Knights of the Old Republic. I played Jade Empire. The only reason why I never got to play the first Mass Effect game until recently was because it was on the Xbox and PC, and I was not doing that. So I skipped that. But when Mass Effect 2 came to PlayStation 3, I played that, and I fucking loved that. Played Mass Effect 3, and I already gave my feelings about Mass Effect 3. Dragon Age 2. Dragon Age 2. Mm-mm. That's that and Anthem. So Dragon Age 2, Anthem, and Mass Effect Andromeda, and then the ending for Mass Effect 3. Those are the four reasons for why I lost the loyalty and wholeness that I had for BioWare, is because of those four fuck ups. Those four fuck ups lost my it completely lost my trust. They lost my trust with them shits. Because for me, those fuck ups were bad enough. Were that bad enough that they earned my fucking like distrust for them. So now, where yes, I am excited about another Dragon Age. Hell yes. And then hell yes, now am I excited all over again for another Mass Effect, because thankfully they did such a good fucking job with the Legendary Edition that it rekindled the reason why I used to love like Mass Effect 2 particularly in Mass Effect 3. Um, and now the first like I said, this was the first time I got to play the first Mass Effect, and I love that one too. Even though I don't really, thankfully the update helped with the gameplay issues I was having with it. Like for the reasons why I couldn't really play it on the original Xbox, because I really hated the control scheme for it. Thankfully they modernized that and they fixed that. Like that's one of the reasons. Oh, the fucking Mako. That was one thing. Like they fixed it, but they didn't fix it. So Mako is still the worst fucking aspect of Mass Effect 1. Like that is the one shit stain on Mass Effect 1. It's the fucking Mako. And the same goes with Mass Effect 2. But Mass Effect 2, with the shit stain for that is the fucking the flight, the missions with that flight thing, the fire, what the fuck is it called? I know you know what I'm talking about. Yes, the driving into the goddamn lava. It's the what's this thing? I know what I'm talking about. This thing. Like I got to like I like when I finished the game for Mass Effect 2, I still had one or two missions. That the hovercraft, yes, the fucking hovercraft thing. But they were called like Fire Strike something. I don't know, whatever the fuck it was labeled as. Those missions, I stopped at like I stopped going at on them after a while. Once I realized that I had all the resources that I needed to make sure that my team wouldn't die and all that, I was like, nah, fuck it. Like I'm not. I did every side quest except for that. That was the only thing where I stopped after a while because I fucking hated those two. I was like, please don't let these be necessary. I'm like, okay, thankfully they weren't. Exactly. I fucking I have trauma for the hovercraft and for the fucking Mako. Those are to me those two things, and then the way that they switched up the party for Mass Effect 3 and then the ending for Mass Effect 3. Those are the shit stains for the Mass Effect games for me. Those are the shit stains for those. Yeah, exactly. BioWare shot themselves in the foot. So where EA, yes, I do blame EA for some of the microtransaction choices. Ex- oh my God. Okay, no, we about to have this since we're talking about it. I'm gonna talk about it. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it. The anger that I felt when I found out that Jack was supposed to be a bisexual character and an option for both the male and female, and then they went back on it. Like when the level of upset, the level of upset that I was behind that shit. Fucking fuck you, Fox News. And I don't know what I was watching. I was watching some retrospective. Well, I was watching a retrospective, and they were talking about like the history of Mass Effect, and then they talked about the first Mass Effect game, and they were talking about how it's supposed to be, how it's some kind of sex simulator. When mind you, you don't like the sex scenes for Mass Effect are not even that bad. They were not explicit, and they were not that bad. They were actually tastefully done in comparison to fucking The Witcher 3. Like when literally it's for every woman that you sleep with except for 3 of them. I think. No, except for 4 of them. Except for the 4 main options. Like anyone that isn't like the main girls. All them sex scenes was literally the same fucking thing over and over and over and over. That was more insulting than what the hell Mass Effect did. Like, that's the one shit stain on the Witcher 3 games. Like I love the gameplay, so I'm not one of those people who hate the gameplay. But that shit, I couldn't stand it. I was like, why? Why is this? Why is this? And they did it even worse. The fact that they made it even worse with Cyberpunk, CD Projekt, just don't ever do sex scenes. Just have a cutaway. Just have a cutaway. Have the romances and all that. Just do a cutaway for the fucking in the wake up of the after effect of it. Just do that. You guys cannot fucking do sex scenes at all. Leave that to fucking BioWare. That's the one thing BioWare is so very good at. Is the love scenes for their characters. That's the one thing that has been good across the board. Because even though Andromeda was a ton of booty cheeks, the romances in that game were great. That I will agree that the romances were great. Like I love me some Vetra. I love me some Vetra. And I love PB. I even love Jarl. Loved him. The Scottish girl. I can't remember her name. The Scottish girl. Oh God. Sylvie. Yes. So Sylvie was I loved Sylvie. Like who was the fast talking dude that you help out in Andromeda? He's the other human character. The other human character. Even him I adore. I thought he was awesome. Like that was the one thing that Andromeda did right for me was the allies. I still love the allies. I still love the banter. I still love that something. I can't remember his name for shit. And for what you said, yeah, no, Cyberpunk was terrible when it came to those fucking romances. Like the ro- they were terrible with the romance scenes. With the romance scenes, because I did really like that is the one compliment I can give Cyberpunk 2077 is I did like how some of the characters were written. Not all, not all, but some, and most of them were not the main cast either. So, like Judy and Panam, fantastic. Fantastic characters, the two best things to come out of it. The two best characters in that game. I will fight anybody who says otherwise. Those are the two best characters in the game. Period. There's no debate. It is not up for debate. Um, and then Jackie, he was fantastic. I loved him, and I thought it was stupid how they did him. Exactly. T-Bug and Jackie were great, and but they were the reason why I can't give them much props because they fucking dropped the ball with them. They dropped the ball with them when they had them die like that. And it was even worse because T-Bug fucking died off screen. Like we barely got to see her, and they fucking killed her. But she was still a great character. No, Johnny was written horribly. Horribly. He was like, yo, homeboy reminded me of the fucking motherfuckers that I had to deal with, the boys that I had to deal with in both high school and college, and I wanted to punch them. Like the more I dealt with Johnny, the more I wanted to punch him. I fucking hated his character. I hated his character so much. As much as I absolutely love Keanu Reeves, and I do, I adore Keanu Reeves. He's one of the best human beings on this planet. I hate that I have that. He's associated with Johnny, and I can't stand that shit. I fucking can't. And Evelyn, yes, Evelyn's story. Oh my lord, that was one of the side quests that hit for me. So anything that had Judy and Panam's involvement, their story quests, those shit hit for me. Those were the for me are the things that I would give positive feedback on with Cyberpunk. Yeah, well Evelyn, that shit hit like a son of a bitch. And you know damn well that I made sure that the motherfuckers who needed to pay paid. I punched the one dude, made sure the other dude got killed. Like, nah. Because I liked Evelyn, even though we only got to spend like a small fraction of time with her, even with the small fraction of time that you got to spend with Evelyn was better valued than all the time you had to spend with Johnny. I fucking hated being around Johnny. I hated dealing with him. I hated that shit. Yep, me too. I had the same thing too. I couldn't the fuck the Voodoo Boys. Fuck them too. Even Alt was a decent character too. Like even though she didn't have much involvement, she was also an awesome character. And oh my god, the sex scenes for Johnny. Oh my god. Oh my lord. And I had both of them. So I had him the scene with all, and then if you chose to fix the relationship with him and what's homegirl's name? What's homegirl's name that Johnny fucked with, other than what's her name? Rogue. Yes, Rogue was another character I really loved. I was like that her ending hit. Her ending hit for me. Um, I loved her. Like, yeah, but the sex scenes with both of them, I was like, oh Lord in heaven, help me. It's like the the first person like kissing and love scenes are just bad. Yes, I would. Yeah, exactly. I wish the same for V as well. I agree. I wish the same. I think that's why they consider the ending that you get with when you and Panam and Judy, when all of you pack up and leave, um that ending, that I understand why that's like the true ending. That's the superior ending. Because you know what? That's the only ending that gives you any kind of hope that they might find a cure for V. So it's like I yeah, like that's the thing. I'm not, as much as as much as my experience with Cyberpunk has been absolute trash every time I try it. I'm still a person who's I'm not above forgiveness. I'm not above forgiveness. I'm not above trying something to change my mind if I have if I have a negative outlook on it. I'm not above something to change my mind on it. So, yeah, I think they did. I think, but I said, well, now that they have the next gen versions of the game out, chances are that DLC isn't far behind. Hopefully, it's done well. Um, but honestly, all I'm concerned with is where's my Witcher 3 update? Because like I noticed how poorly it aged as far as like the fucking load times. Oh my god. My worst enemy in The Witcher 3 was the fucking load screens. That is that is the literal only reason I want a next gen upgrade for it, is so that it can fix the load screen problem. That's all I really want. If we Exactly, the load time. It's so bad. Like I didn't realize how bad they were until I tried replaying it again on my PlayStation 5. So, like the good thing is that with a lot of PlayStation 4 games on PlayStation 5, they do load faster. Even if they don't have a next gen update, there's a lot of games that do still load faster because of the PlayStation 3. Witcher 3 is not one of those games. It loads so ridiculously slow. And it's like when I had to go from with Miles Morales, where it takes me seconds, even with Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, not Zero Dawn. Yeah, no, actually, yeah. Even Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Forbidden West has one of the biggest maps I have ever seen in an RPG. Has one of the biggest fucking maps. And that shit loads like that, like butter. It's like butter. Whenever you're fucking, like if when you die, you're back in the action within a second. Um, when you are fast traveling, it takes like 4 up to 5 seconds for the fast travel. Like, and that is an open world RPG game. So it's like when playing that and then trying to go back, that's actually the same problem I also have with Red Dead Redemption 2. Like Red Dead Redemption 2, even though yes it does load faster than on PlayStation 5 than it did for the PlayStation 4 Pro, it's still a very extremely slow load time. Same thing for fucking Witcher 3. The load times on Witcher 3, for Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, they were bad. But I understand it's because like once you do load into an area, you're in that open area and everything is pretty good. But the problem is that also on this is more so on console than PC because I play the game on PC as well. Um, on console, there's so many frame dropping. There's so much frame dropping in that game as well. Like it's amazing what new games make you see in the old games. So it's like the load times for that. Oh God, and the load times for Skyrim. Oh my lord, that's one of the things I was happy about when they did make a native next gen version of it. Even though I'm still pissed at them about the whole trophy situation. I'm trying not to think about that. But yeah, the like for fuck's sake, the load times on those games are bad. And those are games that I absolutely fucking adore, but their load times. Yes, the fucking load times in Skyrim is so bad. So bad. It's so bad. But I understand that like when I have this conversation with people, they're like, well, of course it takes a long time. I mean, because once you load and you're in the action, you're in there and you have the open world, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, still, that don't mean shit. Don't mean shit. It's still slow as hell. I could still be upset about it being slow. Even on PC. Even on PC. It's still like unless you have like a monster of a fucking graphics card, it still loads slow. Like the computer I'm using right now is a 1050. It's got a 1050 graphics card. And even though yes, it loads faster on here than it does if I try to play those games through backwards compatibility on either my X1, I mean on either my series or my PS5, they still have like slow load times. Even with quick resume. First of all, quick resume is a fucking lie because that shit does not the games on PlayStation 5 load faster through the activity cards than the fucking quick resume does switching through the games. Let me tell you that right now. That is a fact. I have literally sat and done it by myself. Just testing out whatever games I had on both systems and seeing which one loads the fastest. And if they have the quick resume thing that works with it, the activity card's still faster. It's still faster. But that's a conversation for another situation. Still, yes. Exactly. Oh my God. A whole fucking cake. No, in my case, I can bake and burn 3 cakes before I would get through those fucking load times. Oh my God. It was so bad. It's so bad. Like, I tell you, yeah, that too. Both of those things can be true. Both of those things can simultaneously be true. Like, and even though the next gen upgrade does improve, like the load times for Skyrim at least, there's still the load screens for Skyrim are still pretty bad though. Compared, if you want to compare them to other games that have had ports, of course, I fucking adore that. I adore. I'm talking. These are all three of these games are games that I absolutely fucking love. You got to keep that in mind. They're all among my top favorite games of all time. But I can tell you that their load times are booty cheeks, absolute booty cheeks. Like those are the few banes to my existence that I have when it comes to those games. The few banes. Like that's also that, but exactly. And then there's with you know what though? I just thought about something. So if Bethesda is getting rid of okay, you know what? Never mind. Okay, no, never mind. I answered the question in my head just now. Sorry. But what I was gonna say is that because Bethesda is getting rid of their launcher that's on PC, they're getting rid of their launcher. I was wondering if what that meant for the mods, what that meant for the mods. But I'm remembering that the mods are connected to your Bethesda account, not the Bethesda app. So let me launch your app. So I scrubbed that from my brain. I've already answered my own question. But yeah, I'm still waiting to see something about Starfield. Like, are they gonna try to pull? I feel like they're trying to pull another Fallout, like how they did with Fallout, where they announced it and released it within 6 months of each other. I think that's what they're doing. But the problem is that they announced Starfield so many years ago now, and at least with Fallout 4, like they literally announced it and released it within months after announcing it. So that's the only difference here, is that it's been years, but we still haven't seen a single thing except like concept art and a teaser trailer that did nothing. That did nothing to answer anything about the game. I know that they've already said that it's supposed to be coming out late 2022, but as it stands right now, again, we still have nothing to go on with that game. Like, everybody, all anybody says is it's Skyrim in space. I'm like, okay, yeah, but what does that mean? That is the most vaguest fucking explanation ever. Yeah, like, I don't really have high hopes for either Starfield or Elder Scrolls 6 at this point, because, like, as no, I know that. I'm telling you, whenever I bring it up to people, they're all like, "This, it's gonna be Skyrim in space." I'm like, what the? Okay, if that were true, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When I say that, I'm not saying that they said it. I'm saying that other people on the internet have said it. Because I've seen people get excited about it. I'm like, why are you excited for this game though? Like, what about it? What about it can you tell me that I don't already know about it that could get me excited about it? And it's like, nothing. There's nothing. Oh, we have nothing to go on right now. So that's the only reason why I'm like, that's not even on my radar right now. Like, until I see something concrete, it's not even on my radar. I know you, because you're a simpleton, so that's doesn't. Yeah, Skyrim Space Edition, Jesus Christ. I could do Skyrim Space Edition with just having a fucking giant hit my character and launch her up in the fucking air. Oh, wait. Okay, so this was one aspect that I'm probably gonna, now that I'm thinking about it, and I'm gonna talk about it right now, I'm probably gonna post about it on my Twitter. But the something that I absolutely love is that with Horizon Forbidden West, you can use the Skyrim method in Horizon Forbidden West. And I don't know if you knew what I mean when I say that. What I mean is how, like, for me anyway, I don't know if this is universal, but for me in my head, whenever I'm climbing any type of, like, terrain of any kind, I'm like, you know how in Skyrim, like, literally, like, if you just spam the jump button, you can get over a fucking mountain. You can do that in Horizon. So even though there, like, it has like set mapped out places that you can climb on with Aloy, you're not dependent on that. Everybody keeps saying, oh, like, the few people who talk about the climbing aspects to the game, where they're like, it's not like with Assassin's Creed where you can just grab onto everything. I'm like, maybe not in retrospect, but technically, yes, you can. Yes, you can. All you have to do is keep spamming the jump button. If you keep spam jumping Aloy, like, I will literally make a video to show it if I have to. I have video proof of it. That I'm editing my playback of the game right now. And I have video proof of it. You can jump up fucking hills without ever holding on to the designated climbing spots. And I fucking love that. It's so funny. And it's even funnier, just like with Skyrim, if you do jump, either jump too much or jump too low and you fall. Like, it's still funny as hell. But when you know how many times where I would do a mission in Horizon Forbidden West, and they told me that I had to get to this point that was high up, but I had to find like a way. But the way there was I had to go around the mountain or something like that to climb up a spot that's on the mountain. I said, "Fuck that. We gonna tackle this shit from right here, from right now." I would climb up a whole ass hill or mountain without ever touching a fucking vantage point thing ever. That shit had me in stitches while I was playing. I love that. So like I can confirm that the Skyrim method works in Horizon Forbidden West. If nobody else has spoken about it, it works. It is hysterical. It is a good ass time. It is such a good fucking time. It's the dumbest shit in the world, but it's such a good time. I tell you. I have yet to die, but I get hurt. I do get hurt. I have gotten hurt pretty badly in some situations, but 9 times out of 10, I would catch Aloy on a fucking um point on a hill or something like that, and she would like it would look like she's glitching out, but I just kept spamming the jump button, and she finds a way to jump jump up and climb it, and there I am in the place that I need to be. It's so stupid. It's so stupid when I think about it. And I was laughing my ass off while I was doing it, and I was shocked when it worked. Every time that it worked, I was shocked. Oh my god, I love that game. I love that game. Like, if you haven't, Wise, if you haven't done it yet, if you haven't done it in Forbidden West, do it. Just find what looks like an impossible spot to climb and try to do it with Aloy, like doing that method, and tell me if that shit isn't like one of the funniest things you've done in the game. It really is. Oh, it's the dumbest fun thing that you can do in that game. I tell you that. I tell you that. I tell you not. And it saved me a few times. Like if because there's sometimes where I would not measure it right when I was trying to get Aloy to jump onto one of the actual like parts that you're supposed to hold on to, but I would still catch on to the environment, and then I would just use that to spam my way up. It was so stupid. Yes, Wise, do it, do it. I'm telling you, you're gonna be you have a good time. Like message me and let me know if I was right or wrong. That it's not that it's a good time. It's a good ass time to do. I actually showed it to my dad yesterday and he was laughing. I'm like, look, you could have Skyrim in another game. Because that was my personal favorite thing to do in Skyrim. Like, fuck everything else. I had such a good ass time just doing that shit. But I'm an idiot. That's just entertaining me is not too hard. It really isn't. That's why when people fail at it, I'm like, you had to really fail badly if you didn't get my attention. That's all I'm saying about that. Oh my god. I don't even remember what the original topic we were talking about. Like, this is what happens when y'all get me talking, this is what happens. Like how are we talking about how are we on the state of play stream and we talk about everything except state of play for like that shit ended in 20 minutes. We at almost 3 hours of just us talking. That's what kind of shit is this? This is what I enjoy doing anyway. I enjoy doing shit like this. If y'all are entertained by it, that works for me too. That works for me too. Because I love doing it. Hell yes. Hell yeah. Look, you already know this. I love to laugh. I love to laugh. I love to have a good time. And I know that my laughing is infectious. I know it's fucking infectious. So I know if I'm having a good time, y'all gonna have a good time. Because if I'm laughing, I know y'all laughing. And depending on the level of comedy, you'll get a different type of laugh, which Beth knows. She knows whenever we used to game chat while we was hanging out. I have series of laughs. E- Exact. You are absolutely correct. You have Wise in your name for a reason. And now I have a dog in my lap. Yes, yes. Hello, Fatty. Yeah, yeah. And you'll have plenty of the laughs that I won't allow to be shown on stream. Excuse me, sir. You should have seen him yesterday when my dad came to visit. He was all over my father, all over him. So like, I don't get much company here. But hello, sir. But he loves when company comes over, especially company that he's had positive experiences with. So he loves my fucking father. He loves my dad. That's his grandpa. He loves my dad. He loves my mom. But he especially loves when my dad comes over. Yes, thank you for the kiss. Um, so when so yesterday, but my dad had knee surgery last month. Um, like he had a full knee replacement. From a because he was in an accident that actually should have killed him. He was in a really critical accident back when he was 16, 17, motorcycle accident. So ever since, like, they told him that at some point he was gonna need a knee replacement because of what happened. He almost lost his leg. Not even just almost his life, but he also almost lost his leg. So um thankfully he came out of absolutely fine. At the end of the day, he just had the really bad leg injury. But they told him sometime last year, they told him that the time was here because he was having like really bad pain, like a little over like almost 2 years ago, for like a year before he went to the actual doctor. He was having like really bad pain in his leg, and then when he went to go get it checked out, they're like, yeah, it's time now. It's time for the knee replacement. So he officially got it done last month. Um, I don't know. I think it is titanium. They tested him for all the allergy. Yes, they tested him. They gave him the allergy test and all that stuff to find out if like whatever they need to give to him, like it won't affect him badly. Thankfully he's good. He's like me, we're not allergic to anything. Um but yeah, he got a full knee replacement, and he's in what am I talking about? He's in physical therapy right now. He said that it's been kicking his ass, but he's getting through it. He's making great progress. I feel bad because I live on the second floor, so when he did come, and we don't have an elevator, so when he did come, he had to use the stairs. But he uses a cane now. So he had to use the stairs and he had to use his cane. So when he came in, I made sure that he had a nice comfortable spot to sit when he came over. But Leo, again, he gets so fucking excited to have company. He was all over actually all of them, my cats and him were all over my dad when he was here. It took forever for them to calm down. He was here for like an hour and a half. It took at least a half hour before they finally like stopped being all over him, and I had to keep them off of his leg, but especially Leo because he's a fatty. That's why your name is Fatty. That's why your name is Fatty. He's so fat. He gets into everything. Yeah, my dad is a auto like an auto nut. He loves his cars, he loves his motorcycles, he loves all that shit. I think he still has his motorcycle. Obviously not the one he got into an accident with, but he's had this same motorcycle for a couple of years. He's chunky and fat. He's both. He's simultaneously both. But he's also in great shape at the same time, which is funny. It's his weight. You don't really see his weight until you start playing with his belly. Then you're like, ooh, look at that. You got a fat belly. When you look at him, you can't tell just how fat he is. You gotta touch the belly. But yeah, this belly right here. Yes, this belly right here. He's so fat. But yeah, my dad is thankfully he's doing really well. Um, he's gonna be out of commission for a bit. Yes, he got the belly wobble. You gotta. I'm doing it to him right now. He loves his shit. He loves when I do that shit to him. He loves it. He's a big baby. I can't believe he gonna be 12. Like that's just. I'm like, have I really had you for that long, boo boo? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Look, I love my dog. That's my baby. He's my baby boy. He's my oldest now. He's my oldest. He is the longest relationship that is not my parents that I've ever had. Yes, Bubble. My longest fucking relationship right here. Right. 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 Yeah. No, no. Keep the toy. This is not the time. He so he got all excited. Now he wants to play, but it's not the time. You no, you go ahead and chew on that yourself. I'll come back to you. but but yeah, I love my babies. And my oldest cat, Layla, she turned 7. Yes, I believe it's 7. She turned like 7. I did his walk before the stream because I figured I might get into a conversation after the stream, like what happened last time with the Ghostwire Tokyo stream. I didn't think that I would get into the long conversation that we got into, and that's why I ended up walking him late that night. So I thought better of it this time. I took him out like a half hour before the stream and set up in that last half hour. Um, but yeah, he's good. Now he was sleeping this whole time, but now he just came up because he wants attention. He ate some and now he came looking for attention. I gotta clean his face though. That's for sure. It's snowing and it was been snowing and raining all day here. The uh, last day and a half. So him going outside, they the precipitation and all that stuff. So I have to clean around his face a little bit because he got a little bit of mud on him when he was using the bathroom. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this is about to hit 3 hours, and this fucking stream itself was like the event itself was only 20 minutes. Like, I mean, but as long as y'all entertained, I'm alright. It doesn't bother me. It does not bother me at all. And I know but you love snow, but you also don't have to deal with it. You don't have to go out to work and travel through it. You don't have to walk your dog through it. Like there's a difference. I hate fucking snow. I hate snow with a passion. I hate that shit. you know, you're not dealing with the same exact hardship. So that's why you can say you love snow. I'm like, all right, come deal with this shit then. I know for Minnesota, I'm sure. Yes, because I'm the best person in your life, Beth. Yes, like just give it to me. I'm being an asshole. I don't mean that. I'm not that cocky. Um, I've always wanted to visit Minnesota simply because I want to hear the accents in real life. Like I want to hear that shit. Like I hear about it, but I want to hear it. Like but I can't. The snow part, nah, y'all lose me on the snow part. That's the problem. I hate snow. I fucking hate it. I dread winter every time it comes. Yeah, yeah. I love the way you guys talk, man. Oh my god. I love the way y'all talk. It's great. It's great. Like with Beth, she already knows I love the whole British accent. I fucking love it. Um, uh, one of my other friends slash ex, she's from the South and she's got every now and then her Southern accent kicks in and I'm just like, yeah. I love accents. I do. I love them. I think they're so cool. It's that little cherry on top of their culture. It's like you can really hear their culture when you hear them speak, and I love that. Apparently, people from New York have an accent, which I don't believe, but I'm not going to hear something that's natural to me. It's natural to me, so obviously I'm not going to hear it. But from what I understand, from what I've been told, even when I went to California. The last time I went to California, yes, they are an absolute weak spot for me. Um, the last time I went to Cali, for my best friend's birthday, and I met his friends and we were talking and they're like, "You're from New York City, ain't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And it's like, "Well, yeah, I could tell from your accent." I'm like, "Bro, me and you were talking the same way. What do you mean accent?" Like New York City and Cali are like two pieces of the same fucking coin. Like I just don't. Again, I know I'm not. For me, I'm not, and I'm not gonna hear it. It's not. It to me, it's just it's such a natural part of me, so I don't hear it. But whenever people throw it at me, I'm just like, nah, nah, nah. You're the one with the accent, not me. But what are you gonna do? Because apparently it's the way. Let me see. They said the way that we say park apparently is not the way that other people say. And coffee yeah, like you just said, coffee. That's another one. Like but then I'm like, what other way would you say coffee? Like how um I'm trying to remember what there was another apparently there was another word that's a dead giveaway. Yes, yeah, I know, Beth. I still don't believe it though. I still don't believe it. I don't give a fuck. I still don't believe it. I don't have an accent. But and apparently part of our accent is that we speak so fast. And I'm like, do we? Do we speak fast? I've never noticed it. I don't I don't know what you're talking about. We don't talk fast. What are you talking about? That no, matter of fact, that one I can believe. That one yeah. Because I've noticed because what a lot of people don't know is that like New York City is its own separate entity from New York State. So New York State it's so different to New York City. Even the other, like even our capital, like Albany is not like New York City. Schenectady, not like New York City. Buffalo, none of them. None of those major parts of New York that people also know of New York are like New York City. We're so fucking different. That's why even for them they say, "Oh, you're from the city," and they mean New York City when they say it. Like when I went to college upstate, and whoa, the culture is so different. It's so fucking different. Yeah, exactly. A huge difference between New York State and New York City. Huge difference. Like the way we speak, our mannerisms, all of it is so different. Like when I was upstate for school, it was such it was so crazy walking with people who walked so fucking slow. At least for me. For me, it was like you walk so goddamn slow. But when I'm with like that's one of the reasons why I could tell if somebody was from New York City upstate, because they would keep up with me with my pace when I'm walking. And I'm like, "Oh, you one of me. You one of my people." We are definitely a lot more quicker, a lot more fine with crowds and all that shit. Like it's so different. It's so fucking different. Like people who are not from New York City but are from New York are fascinated by people who are from New York City. Like that's literally how it is. It's like you don't understand it until you're here. Yep. You can always, that's definitely true. You can always tell when someone is a fucking tourist. Because even when I was in, like, even when I'm in places that aren't New York City, I still have the mentality of walking that way. So I still don't really stop the way that people stop and walk really slow, like tourists, how they stop and walk really slow and all that. Like, even when I'm walking and taking pictures. I'm 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 still on the go and I'm taking pictures. Like, I don't stop. Like, we don't stop until we get to our destination or until something is in our way. Otherwise, we keep it moving. The pace is the pace is constant, which is crazy. It's crazy when I think about it, but it's also just natural to me. It's so natural to me. I've had so many people visit from college, um, who just could not keep up. And I'm like, I'm like, I know. I love that's why I'm still here. Like, I know a lot of people tend to move out of New York City, but I love living in New York. As much as I loved being whenever I visit California to visit my best friend, as much as I do love it out there, it's and I do want to eventually move out there at some point. I know I'm gonna miss being in New York. I love living in New York City. I just love it. Like, any of the bad shit that people say about it is true, but there's so much on top of it to love. There's so much to love about it. Exactly. Like, New York hits different. It hits different so much, especially once you're here and you get into the rhythm and you start, like, there's still parts of New York that I have not seen. Of New York, just New York City. Of There's parts of Manhattan by itself that I have not seen. There's there's definitely parts of Brooklyn and the Bronx I haven't seen because I avoid going there like the plague. But there's still I live in Queens. There's parts of Queens I haven't seen and I've lived here my whole life. Like, it's just there's a constant just there's just constant nuance no matter where you live, no matter where you are in New York City. There's just constant nuance. And it's just I love living here. I hate the expense that comes with living here. Yeah, exactly. See, you know. But, like, yeah, I do hate the expectations and the expense. Oh yeah, like, even as a person who doesn't drink, I do still like to go to the bars because the bars are great here. They are. Like, and like, I know that there's a lot of stories with people like getting into fights and stuff that can I tell you how much that rarely ever happens? I've like every time I've gone clubbing, I haven't had any like bad experience to speak of. The only bad experience I had, and it wasn't really even my experience, was that my friend did not know that she was allergic to a certain thing in she had a Long Island City. No. Is that what it's called? Is that what the drink is called? Um a Long Island, whatever it. She had a Long Island and that fucked her up. So whatever was in it, I don't remember what particular thing it was inside of it that Long Island ST. There you go. The Long Island ST. That's it. Long Island ST. I don't know what it was specifically in that because she was drinking other things before she drank that. But whatever it was that she drank in that, it caused a whole like a really bad um allergic reaction and made her intoxication intensify to a point where me and her boyfriend had to keep her standing up. Like, that was one of the craziest fucking experiences I've ever had at a while going out in New York. And I've gone out like plenty in my 20s, in my late teens. Like, when I hit 18, I hit like as soon as I turned 18, I hit a club. Like, back when we used to have gay clubs too. Like, we don't really have them anymore now. COVID kind of put that to an end. But um the gay bars that I did used to hit, as soon as I hit 18, they like obviously they let you come in, but you can't drink. But and thankfully I don't drink, so I was fine. But yo, When I tell you, me and Adam and our group, whoever we had, and the thing is, it was always me and him. Like, not we were the constant. It was always me and him. But whoever was going out with us, it was revolving. I even went to parties with my family, like, cause my mom, my aunt has her own party promotion business, so she works with celebrities and all that stuff. So she makes like party events for celebrities. I partied with celebrities in my family, like my 20s were crazy. At least the first half of it. The first half of it was crazy. So between like I'll say from 18 till when I was about 25, 26. Cuz when I got married it went downhill. But I had I had some fun fucking times, man. Oh, Soho? Yeah, I have yet to go to a club in Soho. I think what it is that Soho was just expensive as hell. I don't know how expensive they were when you were here last time, Beth, but they're expensive as hell now. So it's like, and we were all broke. We were all broke. We were having budgeted fun, is what I call it. We were having budgeted fun. When I went out, I made sure before I went out that I ate something, that I drank something, like usually water or something like that, that I kept myself hydrated. Thankfully, at every bar, water is free, so I never had to pay for nothing whenever I went to the bar except for paying to get in. That's it. All I had to do was pay that thing to go in, and that's it. But damn, I had some good times. I would come home sore as a son of a bitch, passing out on the train. Oh, I have some good stories, man. I've got some really good stories. But like I said, the only bad experience I had was not my experience. It was my friend, and it was just trying to take care of her, trying to get her home, um, and trying to make sure that she was okay. Oh boy, there's a Soho in London too. Goddamn, Soho is such a hoe. Soho is such a hoe. She everywhere. She everywhere. But but yeah, no, I love living in New York. I really cannot. Every time I try to, I can't picture myself leaving. I really can't. I maybe when I hit my 40s. I'm in my 30s now, I still love it. So maybe when I hit my 40s or 50s, maybe that's when I'll start to feel that thing that everybody else feels. So they're like, "Now we need to get the fuck out of here." Again, I don't know where any of this came from. This is we are now past 3 hour, a little bit past the 3 hour mark, and I don't even know how we got to that conversation. But no, honestly I do have to. That's true. You're never too old for a gay bar. Gay bars, that's what I love about them. It's like everybody come in. Everybody. Like people always talk about straight people in gay spaces, and it's like, well, it's because we're so fucking welcoming. Like, what did you expect? Yeah, I still need to visit her ass in London. Like I was that's one of the things I was pissed off about with COVID is because I had been planning my trip to go to London that year. That was gonna be my birthday gift to myself. I was gonna take a trip out, go to London, hang with Beth, get to see it, experience it, all that shit. But fucking COVID hit and put that shit to an end. Yes, COVID done fucked up everything, everything. I fucking hate that shit. I'm still to this day. I'm still fucking salty because that was gonna be my 30th. That was my 30th birthday. That was gonna be my 30th birthday gift to myself. Um, and Pride that year fell on my birthday. So like my literal birthday. They corresponded that year. So I was gonna try to see if I could do like if London had a Pride thing going on from around my birthday, I was gonna do that shit too. But ah, what could have been is really all I can say is what could have been that didn't happen. What could have been. But I do like everybody I've met who have gone to London, and then people I know who live there. They love it, and I'm like, yeah, I need to be on that. I need to be on that. I want to visit London. I want to visit Japan. Um, well, no, I know you guys have London Pride. I'm saying, but in the U.S., Pride is celebrated on different days. It's not all like the big day, the big like Pride like end off celebration is in like the one that we have in New York. Like that's the universally known one is the one that we have in New York, and that's usually the one at the end of June. But throughout Pride Month in the US, they celebrate it on different days. Like California, I think is the second week of June. In the South, it's the first week of June. Like it because we're Americans. We're crazy. We can't have everything on the same fucking day for whatever reason. But even though technically Pride, the kickoff of Pride, is actually my birthday, the Stonewall riots. The Stonewall riots. I was born a couple years on that day, a couple of days after, on the anniversary of that day. So I was born to be gay. But yeah, um, that it's just this. We can have a gay history stream at some other point. Exactly. Ireland, yeah, Ireland is another one I'd love to visit. I'd love to visit Ireland. I want to visit Australia, but then I think about how big their motherfucking creatures that they have there are, and I'm like, nah. See, yep, it was fate. It was fate. But no, like that's the only thing that's keeping me from Australia, and I love Australians. Like I have yet to meet an Australian that I don't love. Yep. Nope. Can't do it. Can't do that. I will never be able to sleep. I'll be afraid to go to the bathroom, all that. I would never be able to do it with Australia. Okay, so New Zealand. All right, we'll put New Zealand's on the list. I actually want to go to Iceland as well. I would love to go to Iceland. I still haven't been to Canada. Canada is literally my neighbor. I'm in New York. Canada, the border for Canada is in New York, and I still haven't gone there yet. Still, still haven't. That's on my list. I want to do Canada. I would love to go to Puerto Rico. Um, I would love to go to Sweden. There's so many places. I want to be a cliche. I want to go to Paris. I want to go to Paris. Um, I want to go to Rome. I want to go to Sicily. Like, I can't remember what part of Italy my family, like my descents come from, but like the Italian side of my family, I don't know exactly which part of Italy we're from, but I want to visit Italy. I want to be among the other side of my people. I'm trying to think where else. That's the same thing for me? I mean, I don't drive, but if I did drive where I'm at, it's about I think for us it's like anywhere between 10 to 13 hours from where I am to Canada to the Canada border to like cuz I want to go to Niagara Falls. I have yet to do that. I want to do that. Oh, as they shouldn't. They should never trust me. Like I say, don't trust me with cooking. Never don't trust me with a car either. I can't drive. And then I be seeing them stories about people upstate where they like when they're getting close to the Canada border. You know how many stories I've heard about people fucking running into like a moose and their car getting totaled with the moose being fine. Like, nah, I'm good. I'll be the person where that happens to us. I'll have us on the fucking 12 o'clock news or some shit. Like, nah, I don't drive. I'm an excellent passenger though. I will keep you entertained. I will keep you entertained. Like you can ask anybody. They'll always have me as a ride along because they enjoy having me as a passenger. I keep that ride entertaining, even though I can't drive. And you're doing me the favor of giving me a lift. My payment back is I make sure that the music we bump into is good. I look out for maybe the things you might miss on the road, and I make sure that we laughing. Like that's number one. Even when I do like transports with my job, and they need like a second handler. Like when I've done those, it's always been a good time. I love road trips. I want to do a road trip. I have not technically never done a road trip before. I would love to do it. Obviously, I wouldn't be driving, but whoever I'm going with, I think we would have a good time. That was actually me and Adam. That was me, Adam, my friend Heather, my friend Michelle, and Brittany. Like we all had actually devised, like made an entire plan, like this whole master plan, while we were in our last year of college, and we were gonna do a road trip before graduation. No, after. We were gonna do a road trip after graduation. See, I wouldn't, but that's actually exactly what we were gonna do. We were gonna do the New York to California. We want to do a cross. We wanted to do the cross. Yeah, exactly. We wanted to do the crossroad, but life life happened. Oh, I already know. I already know I'd love it. It's like that's my thing. I love road trips, especially if I'm with a group of people that I really enjoy spending time with. Like even though yes, I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert that has extroverted personality traits if I'm around or talking to the right people. If like me and your energy can't match, then nah, it's not gonna work out. But if our energies connect, we're gonna have a good ass fucking time for long periods of time. Exactly. I'm introverted, but I open up, and when I open up, I it's from at least the general review is when I open up, I'm one of the best people that people know. So I enjoy that. I enjoy knowing that. Because to me, I suck. To me, I suck. But if other people love me, then yeah, sure, I'm with it. I'm totally down with it. But I don't know. Uh, I have really allowed this stream to let it go. I've let it go. So I think because I'm also trying, I want to see if I can catch a nap before the DLC for Valhalla drops. I think it drops at midnight. I think I can start playing it at midnight. So um I'm gonna try to see if I can get a power nap so then I can wake up and play it through the night because unfortunately I work weekends, so I'll only have Thursday to really play the game. Oh yeah, that's true. See? Yep. See, why did you get it? Yep. Like yeah, I'm an introvert. Like I need my space from people and I need like time to digest and be by myself. And then I come back better. But if I'm with the right people, I can stay extroverted the entire time and not want to be out of their company. Like I think that's also why it's like dating is a difficulty for me because once like if I get tired of a person, I don't want to be around that person. I don't want to talk to that person or nothing like that. So it makes it difficult. But but yeah. Yeah, like anybody any of my friends whenever we have that kind of conversation, they're like, yeah, like me, like they like, yeah, no, me and you could shoot the shit, but if I see you with this person, I know that it's not gonna be the same. I'm like, yeah, and that's okay. I don't gotta be everybody's cup of tea. That's not my job in life. That's not my job in life. If we click, we click. If we don't, we don't. I'm not gonna be insulted or hurt by it, and I hope that the person isn't either. I can move on, and I hope that they can too. Like that's usually that's how I handle anything. I respect that. Oh yeah. Oh, you right. No, you right, Beth. I remember we used to have night like when we were just chilling and we weren't even doing nothing. Like half the time I was watching something while we were talking. And you were usually like playing something while we were talking. And that shit will go on forever. Ah, and we wouldn't be talking about like nothing that like other people would have any idea. But for us, oh shit, that's aspirations for damn sure. God damn. Respect for you. All respect for you. Good luck. I hope all of it works out in your favor. Shit. Me, see my problem. You want to know what my problem is? As far as career goes, I reached my career goals way ahead of my expectations. So the job that I have right now is the dream job that I was working towards from when I was 10 years old. The job that I have now is literally the job I've been I've been training and honing my skills to do. And I got that when I was 24. So going on 8 years now. I'm already in my career of choice. So but no, recently though is when I started wanting to be more into the video game aspects. Like to me, video games was just a hobby for the longest time. It was just a hobby. It was just a thing that I really, really loved aside from animals. So, but once I started seeing that there were career goals that I could make for gaming like this, like I want to get into streaming. I want to get into like creating my own like little following. I don't even want to be like I don't want to be somebody who's like I don't want to be that name in that any publication will know of. Like I'm not trying to be that. Like that I don't need that. I don't want the that kind of attention. I'm not trying to be that kind of attention. But but I want to make a a space, just a space where people can have fun and have a good time. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, definitely remember to have a life, man. Have a life because I certainly in the beginning I for a long time I didn't do that. I didn't for me it was either that I was working too much or I was taking care of somebody else. Like I didn't really get to enjoy most of my 20s because I was with somebody who needed my constant attention, uh, which that's a whole nother situation in itself. And I was in college, then I was working, and then my mom was sick. She had breast cancer, so I was trying to help her and keep the apartment afloat. Um, we used to have people who would fall on hard times, and I would take them in. Like even right now, my aunt fell on hard times, and I let her come stay. She's staying with me now. Like my 20s got sucked up. I didn't like I started finally enjoying my 20s when I hit 27. When I filed for the when I asked for a divorce and when my mom was better health wise, she was getting back on her feet and she moved and got her stuff getting together. Like I started to finally build a life for me myself and focus on myself when I hit 27. But then COVID came when I finally started getting some because that's when when I started getting into going to events and meeting celebrities and building up a rapport with people in the industry and stuff like that. Like because I can admit it that I'm a schmoozer. Like I am charming. I know that I'm charming. I know that I have that. So I've used that skill to get me into places that most other people like. I just went to a fucking movie premiere like last week, like, and I got to meet a bunch of people. Like, That's the shit that I was trying to do, and then fucking COVID hit and put a big punch into that aspect. So while I was in quarantine, it was in quarantine that I started to find my interest in streaming and openly talking about video games. Because before I would talk about it, but I wouldn't talk about it as like the way that I do now. But once I started to, and people started to like really catch with that, that's when I decided that I wanted to go down this path as well. And yeah, I know Beth, like, yeah, I know that shit was rough with you and your dad. And you know me, I got full respect for you. With your parents and everything that you go through, like I got full respect for you. You're strong, one of the strongest people I know. One of the strongest people I know. Even though you like to say that your brain is the worst place to live, I'm sure it is. But you as a person, you're still one of the best people. You're one of my best friends. You're one of the best people that I know. Like you and me, we glue now. Like you ain't going nowhere. Oh yeah, no, I know. You one of the people that pushed me into streaming too. Like I was scared to do it because I just didn't think that I know that I'm charismatic in person, but I didn't know if I could be charismatic on a screen. I didn't know if I could be that person. But I mean, thankfully I've had enough people vibe with me that we get through it. And it's a good time. Yes. Love you too, Bessie. Love you too. And broken brain and all. You have a broken brain. I have issues. I have a broken body. That's you have a broken brain. I have a broken body. That's why we mended so well together. But look at that. Look now we delve into life shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yep, we a pair. We are certainly a fucking pair. Certainly a fucking pair. Shit. Two peas in a far out pod, my friend. Two peas in a far out pod. But let me let you guys go. Um, so that I still have to eat. I haven't eaten in a couple of hours. So I need to eat something and I need to try to see if I can get a power nap. And hopefully at midnight the DLC does actually unlock because I nobody has said I haven't seen any times of when the DLC is supposed to unlock. I'm assuming it's at midnight. So, I want to try to jump on that and do some recording for that gameplay so that I can have it really jump into it. Um, yeah, yeah, because yeah, your time is ahead of mine. See if it's unlocked for you. I don't know how that works. Because Australia, they live in the future, so they always be having shit. Matter of fact, let me see if my boy tagged. There's a streamer that I highly suggest to you guys. I highly recommend him. Um, his name is Tag. Well, his persona name is Tagback TV. This dude, he's the streamer. Like aside from you, Beth, like suggesting that that I get into streaming. This is the guy who inspired me like that really inspired me and inspired how I would like to be if I did start up my own like following. He's the guy that I that inspired me. So if you haven't, he's such it's a wholesome ass guy. He's so funny. He's so sweet. He's so accepting. Like this is the prime example of a dude that if I ever met him, I would want to give him the biggest fucking hug because he helps me through quarantine. Like I lost COVID took a lot. It took a lot from everybody. It took a lot from everybody. But for me, it did. It took a lot from me life wise. but it also opened my eyes to other parts of my life I didn't think were possible. And this guy right here helped me with that as well. Yeah, see, I love Tag. I love Tag. He's amazing. He's fucking hysterical. Like, if you think it's funny when I die in games, you gotta watch the way when he dies in video games. It's the he somehow pulls off funnier ways of dying in Red Dead 2 than I ever have, and it's the funniest shit. Like, watch his streams of Red Dead Redemption 2 alone, and you're gonna be hooked on his content. That's how I got introduced to him. Was I was doing like I was on like my fourth replay of Red Dead Redemption 2, and I was I was trying to find something, and I ended up coming across his content, and he ended up first of all teaching me so much about the game on top of what I already knew. But then homeboy had just he would just do just streams to just have fun, and it was the funniest fucking shit. It got me through a lot. Like I've gotten to be on one of his streams, and I thanked him. I and thankfully he saw my message, and he liked the message I sent him. But he's a good guy. He's a very good guy. Highly recommend him. Yes, thank you, Beth. I appreciate that. Elden Ring is not my thing, but because it's him, I might watch his streams of Elden Ring just to see. And if it does vibe with me, then I'll try the game. But I don't like From Software games, and it's not because like everybody's like, oh, it's because it's too hard, get good. No, that's not it. It's everything around it that I don't really like. I don't like the aesthetic. I don't like, yeah. I just like nothing about it. About their games really gets me. I liked Demon Souls, the remake, the one that Blue Point did. I loved theirs, but like I didn't like Bloodborne. I didn't like any of the Dark Souls games. I haven't tried Sekiro yet. Yeah, and that's the other thing is like they're all so samey. Yep. Thank you. See another person like because I be looking like I be seeing people going crazy over this over their games, and I'm like I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. But like thank you for not making me feel crazy because I'm like how am I like one of the only people on this planet that does not get what people love about this fucking these games. But and again, it's not the difficulty. I don't care about a game like because I'm the person that I'll tell you straight up like nah, this game is too hard for me to play, or this game is not accessible enough for me to play because I have disabilities. I need sometimes like I need a little extra help for me to get through a game. Those definitely don't have it. So, but I can play a game that doesn't have any of that. But if everything else about it I enjoy, then I get into it. I don't like the gameplay. Yeah, see. Exactly. It's an art from what people have explained to me. It's a open world Dark Souls 3, and it's like okay, nothing about that is appealing to me. Like if the game goes on sale, I might fuck with it, but just to give it a chance. But other than that, it like I said, I'll check out his streams. I'll see how he does with it. And if because a lot of the times there are games that I just are not my thing, but if I see Tag play it, I can get into it. But that's about it. That's about it. I know plenty of people are probably wasn't feeling that live stream, which is I mean it was not the live stream. Probably wasn't feeling that state of play. But you know, it definitely wasn't perfect. I'll tell you that. So wait, all right. Oh, so now we got some more info. Also, that Valkyrie game Oh, it's a PlayStation and PC exclusive. Oh shit. I'm gonna think that maybe it's a timed exclusive for PlayStation. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. What about the other one? Okay, it looks it's not saying about anything about that one. This one it doesn't look like there's much information about that. I'm gonna try the newest demo for this again. Give it a shot. See what's the deal. See if it vibes with me. Ooh. Oh, there was right. There was another update for Horizon. I need to see what that. I need to see. I need to go. Oh, if anybody who also, if you're a fan of Horizon, if you're a fan of Ubisoft, so this guy right here, Raptor, he's another great one to go to. Um, as far as open world games and Ubisoft games, like he's a huge Ubisoft hoe. I say that in a positive way. Um, so and honestly, I wasn't really all that interested in the Ragnarok DLC until I followed like what his yeah, exactly. Yeah. I knew you would be sub to him already. Um but until I saw the content he put out for Ragnarok and the conversations that he had to put towards it, I'm like, all right. He sold me on getting it. I can't wait to see the co-op streams for this game. Like, I can already tell that the co-op streams for fucking Returnal are gonna be hysterical. I can already tell they're gonna be hysterical. Oh wait, okay, there it is. Okay, so this one is gonna be on everything. So the turn-based combat one is gonna be on everything, but the Valkyrie one, the really sexy one, that one is PlayStation and PC only, or make possibly timed. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess it's probably timed. Uh, yeah, we already know about Strangers. Like this one really sold me. Of the like I said, of the two new IPs, this one was the one that really sold me. Oh yeah, he does really do awesome giveaways. I agree with that too. He does really awesome giveaways. And I think this one is gonna be on everything too, I think. Trek to Yomi. I think that's on everything as well. Obviously this is gonna be on everything. Obviously this is gonna be on everything and this. It looks like the only ones that I'm gonna guess at this one too. Because I mean Capcom and PlayStation have excellent love with each other. Same thing with Square Enix and PlayStation, but I doubt that. Oh, I haven't seen her in a minute. Yo, this is homegirl right here. Akumi Nakamura. She's the girl that she was that adorable chick that was at the back for Bethesda when they first announced Ghostwire Tokyo. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this was her. She was that adorable chick that introduced it before it hit, before they showed the trailer or whatever have you. I mean, she's not. She left them a couple of months later. Yeah, she made a studio. I was wondering where she was at because I follow her on Twitter and she was really active on Twitter for a while, but then she just went kind of dark. She went ghost for a long time. But I'm happy. I'm happy to see that she has a new studio. Look at her. Ooh, I hope PlayStation tries to makes a relationship there. Cause I'm sure whatever she's gonna do is probably gonna be fun. Um, not for exclusivity. I mean like just, that okay, so it did drop for you. All right then. Wait, do you have it? Beth? Do you have the DLC? Were you able to pre-order it? I pre-ordered it last week. I waited to the last minute. I got it last week. Oh, I didn't get to see this. I gotta look at that. fuck it. I mean, we here. Let's look at it together. Fuck it. Of course you did. You fucking... Again, you Assassin's Creed hoe.
Who are you, child? My name is Frey Holland. I do not know how I got here. And all I want is to go home.
She is hell's spawn. How else did she survive in the corruption?
The people are afraid. They look to me in the council for hope that we cannot give them. But maybe you can.
Forspoken's protagonist Frey Holland finds herself inexplicably thrust out of her native New York City and into the magic-laden world of Athia. To survive until she can find her way home, Frey must learn to fight, but the game's combat system shies away from mundane weapons. However, getting through Athia's dangers means she and the player needs to master magical combat. Magic is really at the heart of Forspoken, says co-director Takafume Terada. So we've really made sure to make a diverse array of magic available for players. And it looks like the team has done just that. From melee-type spells to mystical traps and long-range enchantments, Forspoken offers a vast range of attack options. In today's video, we're checking out the different types of magic spells players can look forward to wielding when Forspoken launches later this year. Spells are broken up into 3 categories: attack magic, support magic, and one we'll discuss later. Attack magic contains more standardized spells such as shot, slice, and bolt that act as your main forms of combating the enemy break zombies. Think fireballs, sword slashes, you know the drill. Support magic contains spells such as bind, prime, and charge that leave enemies frozen in their tracks, do massive AoE damage, and so much more. Forspoken's entirely spell-based combat system is represented in the UI as a triangle in the lower right side of the screen. The left and right points at the triangle's base hold support and attack magic respectively. At the pinnacle sits your most intense spells. You can call these down on dangerous break zombies or fierce mini-bosses, but once exhausted, you can't use the attack again anytime soon. So choose your moment wisely. Hey friends, it's Alex Stadnik from Game Informer here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you want to learn more about the spells in Forspoken, the legendary Jill Grote, who also wrote the script for this video, has a longer breakdown of all the spells we've seen at GameInformer.com/Forspoken. Be sure to keep it locked to Game Informer as we have tons more content coming your way, including on this week's episode of the GI Show.
Yo, every time I see more of this game, every time I see more of this game, I'm sold. I'm so fucking sold. Like, that shit looks so good. Oh, is this the preview that came out? Oh. What? There was something that came out in February? Hold up.
And gameplay overviews and reports, and I found plenty of information about the world you'll explore, the RPG mechanics, the co-op, and more. Now, in this preview, I focus mostly on gameplay rather than story.
The combat.
Plus, I try to share details that come directly from the developers and that weren't obvious from watching the official DC trailers and gameplay overview. So, without further ado, I hope...
Let me stop then. I didn't even realize that it was that long. I'll watch that on my own. But, like, I think when they showed the gameplay for this originally, my only complaint that I had for it was it's the same complaint that I have about any, like, RPG game or RPG light type of game, is I hate damage numbers. Like, to me, that breaks the immersion. I hate that shit. So my only hope is that they make it an option that you can turn it off. Thankfully, most, if not all, of the RPGs I've ever played that have the hit numbers to it, you could turn that shit off. So hopefully they make it so that you can turn it off. But that was the only thing that I didn't like about this game. I didn't really like it either when they had it in Assassin's Creed. Like, I don't mind if you scan an area, kind of like what I love that Horizon does this. So for in Forbidden West and Zero Dawn 2, actually, if the only way you'll know the power level of an enemy is if you scan them. So I like it better when you have to scan them first, and then that tells you. And it doesn't, like, the blup doesn't stay on the top of their head, nothing like that. It just, You see how strong that enemy is. Now you know how strong they are. Now you know how you can approach the situation. So I like when games give you that option. I can't stand it when it's just permanently sitting over their heads. To me, that just breaks the fucking immersion. And then when you're fighting them, you see the numbers of how much damage that does. I hated it in Pokemon. I hate it in this. Like, I can't. To me, that breaks immersion. I don't know. That's probably my nitpick, but I think I saw other people who agreed that they didn't like that aspect either. So maybe I'm not crazy. But yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna check this out because this shit is recent, so that means that there's some information that I might have not seen that I want to know about. So I'm gonna watch that on my own. But as I was trying to do before, and then I got again. I'm sorry, I get sidetracked. But I will let you guys go now that I know for sure that Ragnarok is dropping. And then I can play it at midnight. I need to get me a nap. I need a power nap. I definitely need a power nap. So, y'all, thank you for coming and hanging out with me on the stream. Uh, I hope that you had fun while we were just sitting here having conversations that had absolutely nothing to do with the stream. And oh my god. But yeah, and Beth, I know me and you, I know that we'll talk like not on here. Layla, get away. Oh no, that's not Layla. That's Ellie. Ellie can get over it. Exactly, right? As long as we're all having fun, I have no problem with it. So I enjoy doing it. But my kids are asking for my attention now too. So it that means I've definitely been doing this a little bit longer than they wanted me to. So y'all have a good night. Whatever games you playing, I hope you have a good time. I will see y'all either, social media somewhere. I will see y'all. And hello, Ellie. Hello. Do you want to come say hello? There she is. My little mama. She's so big now. My Ellie. She's my love. She's such a cuddle bug now. Like I posted the pictures yesterday on both my Insta and my Twitter that I have with her. Like I was just laying down and she came and laid next to me. And but before that I had like my hand like over my head somewhere. And she was just rubbing and licking and giving me kisses and grooming me and all this shit. I'm like, okay. She's become such an affectionate cat. Anyone who doesn't know, she was a feral kitten. She's scared of everything, everyone. She was hissy fitty, all kinds, all that fun jazz. Now she is one of the biggest house cats. She still runs and hides sometimes with strangers, but other than that, she's my sweet baby, my sweet little baby. You would not have known that she was the cat that I had from the start, from a little over a year ago. Two totally different cats now. Two totally different cats. Oh my God, yeah. She saw the picture and she thought that Ellie was a baby goat. I'm like, but why? No, no, not you. Yeah, my friend, one of my other friends, he was like, I I thought that was a baby goat. I'm like, I love kids, like goats. I love kids, but no, she's a kitten. She's a kitten, and kids are much bigger than her, even when they're little, like little coming out of the thing. They still much bigger than her. Them lanky legs. I think it's because she has the lanky legs. She has the lanky legs. My baby. All right, let me stop. Um, y'all have a good night. Stay awesome. Keep having fun around here. We'll see you on the next stream, the next social media thing. I might what I might do is I want to stream Forbidden West. I want to do like a second playthrough of Forbidden West, but I want to wait until the new game plus comes because since I beat the game, I want to play the game over, but I don't want to play the game over without my stuff. So hopefully they come out with a new game plus update like they did with Zero Dawn soon. Well, I'm sure Ellie does not mind being anybody's favorite. I have no favorites. They are all my kids. I love them all very much. All 6 of them. I love them all very much. They all have such different and yet samey personalities. Like they're all fun and lazy like me, but some are more mischievous than others. Then I have my asshole cat who is the bane of my existence, and yet I love him with all my heart. Oh yeah, I have a least favorite. We already know that. Everybody knows that. But that's beside the point. But yes. Good luck with working on your script. Y'all, but remember to have a life. Remember to have a life in between all of that. You need that. It's what's healthy. It's what's good for your health. Beth, I will talk to you in a little bit. And okay, Leo says bye too, I suppose. But thank you guys.